I
We
thought you
really
were
gotta
just
start
like,
over, dude.
okay, let's do it.
Can we actually?
Yeah, but you start, and then I'll kind of ride the wave
Okay.
after that. We're kind of doing a master class in how to just filibuster.
Okay. All right, everybody, it's the Harry Meredith Show. That's a good start.
I can't
There we
match
go.
that.
Okay,
I'm
that's
so
fine.
sorry, dude. Some
No, it's
days
good.
I think I could, but
It's the Harry Meredith podcast,
okay.
post-set clarity with Harry Meredith.
Yeah. I want to
No, it's
do
good.
it.
You want to do what?
You know what's frustrating?
What?
I do a lot of voices to myself.
Uh-huh.
I get nervous doing them around you
That's
because you have so many in your Rolodex. But in my car, man, I'm freaking zinging and zanging.
that's good.
But then yours have like depth to them. I just do like like accents and stuff. And then I feel like every voice that you do has like a backstory to him. Like the angry court guy that you do, the vacuum salesman.
That was fun. I kind of wished.
You've sort of fleshed out a character just by
Yeah.
virtue of taking it on multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of had to. The idea was that he was a vacuum salesman, and then I just kind of centered the whole court case argument around that.
How did you get to vacuum salesman though? Because it's
I don't know, because I kept talking about that with my roommate. Not really talking about it, but I'd like talk about shop vacs.
yeah.
In that voice, where I'd be like,
It's like, oh, you know, the shop vac, you got to get a shop vac, and it'll suck everything up.
it's like a guy's really passionate about the suction power of shop vacs. So I guess that guy's like he's a shop vac enthusiast.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun. Yeah, he's a brick and mortar vacuum shop guy
Yeah.
who's very anti-Amazon, not really
Understandably.
rolling with the times.
I respected his
not-
character. I definitely respected his
Yeah.
character. He was a man of good morals.
Yeah, I don't. There's not that much about him other than that he sells vacuums and
That's
then
a
has a
lot, dude.
35-year-old son that lives at home. That's the only other part I mentioned.
It's a pretty big part.
Yeah, it was like every vacuum sold goes to support my 35-year-old son.
Was there a reason he lives at home? Special needs or?
No, I don't know. I was thinking he was just a deadbeat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a gambling problem or something.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
if you go too far into that, it's not. I'd rather it be ambiguous what his son's doing.
Okay, that's scarier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You ever think about just doing something like that and just really committing to it?
If I lean back, am I not in the frame anymore?
Go ahead and lean back for me.
Can you see?
Yeah, you're still in the frame.
Okay. What did you say?
Well, none of the sock guys are watching anymore, so.
Sorry, guys.
So ironically, we could bring our feet out now, just like put them up on the table. No.
No, I got bad hip flexors.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's not even true.
You have good hip flexors?
I don't know. I need to. I used to exercise and stretch a lot.
Uh-huh.
I do neither anymore.
You gotta do one of the
And
two.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
I'll stretch like maybe twice a week.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Good stretch or?
I'll do
touch
a
my
bunch
toes.
of different stretches. Yeah.
For how long? How long you holding them?
Not too long. Maybe like 10 seconds
Oh
per
man,
stretch.
yeah, man. You
Yeah.
might as well just.
Yeah, it's not much. It's
gotta
kind
go
of
at
a
least
half-ass
15.
stretching session.
What's your favorite stretch?
I like the one where you lay down and do the like L, like you lay down flat.
Is that the dance move that the
and then
ray
you
gun chick did?
raise your left leg and then go to the opposite
Dead
side.
cow?
I don't know what.
Yeah, it's where
what
you
you
like
call
lay
it.
there like a dead body, right?
Pretty much, but
yeah, that one's nice.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mine is Bear in the Woods.
Bear in the Woods. Which one is that?
The one where you like put your heels together and you squat all the way down and put your elbows in the inside of your knees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it feels nice, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, gets your groin activated.
gotcha.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'm all about activating my groin.
Yeah, you're all you're compensating for the fact that the socks aren't out. Now we gotta talk about activated groins
Who do you
for
think?
these
Who do you think our
sexual
demographic? Who do you
deviants that
think?
watch you.
Who do you think our demographic is? If the sexual deviants, most of them are gone. Like
Are
who,
most of them gone? You think?
I mean,
And there's some
there are definitely
hangers-on.
some that kind of know that I'm a little cheeky, and I like to give them a little something halfway through or near the end. Dude, Harold Patrick came in so clutch at the end of our episode.
Did
I
you
was like,
pop the
they're gonna,
shoes off?
yeah, I was like, they're gonna be so upset because I didn't take my shoes off for this. And then he was like, oh, I got you, and he just fucking
Oh wow.
popped out the dogs. And he
Nice.
had like nice socks on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I really.
Good
and
on
then
ya,
like a
Harold.
guy commented immediately. It was like it was very worth the wait. And I was like, all right, so.
Wow. So do you think this guy was like edging for the whole podcast, and then
Oh,
when,
yeah.
when Harold took
And
off
then
his
just like
shoes, he's just like,
immediately,
"Ah!"
God damn it. Fuck. And then timestamp immediately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. On your last video, there's like
Oh my
there's
God,
like
that
so
guy-
many timestamps,
It's the same guy.
but it says like user 861. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it almost seems like it's a robot or something.
It does. It's a horny AI. That's
I know.
Like,
I'm like, did they program?
the first thing they fed
a
it was just
robot
like a
to do this?
picture of feet.
Yeah, because there was one timestamp that I just clicked on, and it was Drew putting his
30 seconds.
foot up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was a reply to that by Truer Than You Know, who commented a lot of times as well.
Yeah.
And
Many times.
many times.
An alarming amount of times, even. Maybe.
Some would say I do appreciate it, but it is
It's yeah, commenting that many times on a YouTube video. I don't know.
But here's the thing: is like he's clearly my biggest fan, and now we're alienating my most loyal fan.
I know. I don't want to alienate him.
It's too late, dude.
It is too late. But I think 99% of people would agree with me that commenting that many times on the same
Yeah,
YouTube video is a little bit strange.
yeah. What do you think would be stranger, that or if it was just one big comment with all of their comments put together?
I think that would be worse.
Okay, so like a 3-page comment.
Yeah, if they wrote a whole manifesto about
Yeah.
why you should sell your body on the internet.
Yes, that would be. Well, he wasn't trying to talk to me about selling my body. Maybe he indirectly wants that, but
Okay, I guess that's what I was
yeah.
assuming.
I mean,
because that's
that's
a lot
fair
of the
to assume.
lot of the buzz
It is,
around.
yeah, it's very upsetting that like
Yeah.
I don't actually have any. I was listening to like Matt and Shane, them in their early years doing the pod, and they were like referencing the dogs and like keep it a secret and everything. And the trajectory of my podcast has just been the complete opposite because they've had like overwhelmingly straight guys that are like keep this a secret, and I've just had like overwhelmingly gay guys who are like I'm telling all my friends about this that like
yeah,
fucking feet stuff.
yeah.
So I
They're
kind of need to reset.
they're very horny.
They're
for sure.
so horny.
And I don't. So is their thing that it's like they want to see the socks, but it's in a non-sexual context?
Yeah.
And do they? It seems like they get a kick out of the fact that you're a heterosexual man.
Yes, I assume that's part of it. I think I'm
Yeah.
also, me and Kelly discussed, I'm a bit of a twink. I look a twinkie,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
twunky.
Twunky?
She said like
She said
Max is a
twunky.
twunk, I'm a twink, which was kind of insulting to be honest. But
There's a lot of different terms.
but yeah, yeah, I want real fans,
Right.
but I
They're
don't
giving
think
you a
that's gonna
boost.
happen for a long time. That's okay.
yeah, that's fine. You just pump them out.
Everything, yeah. I'm just gonna keep doing this until I'm really good at it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry about the start of this. I feel like I fucked it up.
we can still restart.
Yeah, but this is what we did on the other one. We
Yeah.
kept saying that we were going to restart it, but we kept it all in.
Yeah, we did.
So
The
do
one that,
whatever
hey,
you
that
want.
was the one that started it all.
Sure, yeah.
Started this empire.
Yeah.
Without you,
Don't
those
know.
sock guys would have never jerked it to me. Think
You
about
wouldn't have
that.
started the podcast at all. It seems like you were already
I was
planning on
probably
doing it.
going to, but the
'Cause you
stars
had the-
aligned on that morning.
Well, we had the recorder.
Yeah, and the mics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's nice to do it again. I feel I was very tired the first time I did it.
yeah.
Not that this is going any better,
No,
but
this is going very well. I think it's going well. You said you're not as tired, but how did you wake up this morning?
oh yes, I for the first time in a week I went to bed at a decent time, and I took melatonin. I read before, I was like, I'm going to do all the right
Very good,
things.
very good.
I'm finally going to get a full night of sleep. And then at pretty much 7 a.m., they started like excavating a dead tree right in front of my house. And I've been angry since the moment I woke up.
That's gotta.
But it's been good. It's been good to hang out because I was angry on the way over here.
Damn, were you just fuming on the bus?
Well, no, I didn't get to ride the bus. That's why I was because I went and I was like, I'll go get a shawarma wrap
For sure,
close
yeah.
to where the bus stop is because I had to stall a little bit because you said you were cooking. Yeah,
That's on me.
no, go fuck yourself.
I will later when you leave.
But yeah, I got my shawarma. Shawarma. And then yeah, the Ventra app was all fucked up as the bus was coming towards me, and then I think a bunch of people on the bus watched me yell "fuck" at my phone.
Oh really? How can you? How aggressive?
I just was looking at it and I was like "fuck." I didn't yell it, but I was clearly
Yeah.
So that happened, and then that angry text that I sent you was actually a voice to text. I just was saying that out loud while walking down the street.
Were you holding it out in front of you like?
I was holding it next to my mouth, and I was like, I got dicked over by the bus app. I'm on my way. And I'm wearing hot pants.
Yeah.
But no, it's been all right.
What's up with the hot pants?
I decided to wear pants, and I don't know why. It was a last-minute decision before leaving the house.
I kind of get that.
Yeah.
I wore pants last night and the night before that.
Yeah.
Felt weird. Really covering up.
I've been covering up, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you've always been one of those comics that I watch on stage, and I'm like, we're obviously only laughing because he's just showing his body,
Right, I show a lot of skin on stage.
Yeah. Which was shocking because the first time I met you, we like, I hadn't like seen you do stand-up, but we talked about like our writing styles, and they seemed pretty similar. And then I saw you do stand-up for the first time, and just like from the moment you started taking off your pants, I was so shocked.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good to show a little ball.
Yeah, it's crazy how you walk that line of just showing us just enough testicle,
Right.
to where it's like, I'm like playfully intrigued,
Yeah.
but it's not weird,
You'd think I'd have gotten kicked out of a few places by now.
I think that's
Just
the annoyance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did pull my dick and balls out there. And everyone freaked out, dude.
And they lost their shit.
Yeah.
But that was unusual because you did it at the Bug House and you were standing up.
I know.
Oh,
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
think the Bug House would
The-
warm
yeah.
up to that.
The Bug House Theater.
Especially when I hadn't said any. I hadn't said anything yet.
I know, to just go up there and stand there in silence for 8 straight minutes and then just slowly reveal your ball and then have your cock flop out as the finisher on minute 10.
Yeah, they didn't know what kind of show they were going to get, but they
No.
were pleased for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
As soon as I saw Drew give you the light from the booth, I was like, his cock's got to come out within the next minute, right?
Right.
And then fucking kerthunk.
Well, what I was trying to do there is I was just making very intense eye contact with the crowd and trying to. It's kind of an experimental performance art
You were
where you're trying
making-
to telepathically communicate with the audience a story
Yeah.
as you slowly
Yeah.
expose yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's something I've been working on. Not everyone's been receptive to it.
No. What's been the worst case of it going wrong?
I did a show at a grocery store.
Okay. Was it during the day? Was it like a busy? Was it like a
And-
bustling grocery store, or was it like a don't
the
tell? Where it was set up nicely.
It was kind of like a don't tell, except the whole staff didn't know that we were gonna do it.
At what time of the day then? So they're just going about
It was
their jobs.
1:30 p.m. Yeah.
Oh my God! On like
Yeah.
a weekday.
Weekday, yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday.
So yeah.
Right.
So
'Cause my
1:30
schedule's
p.m.
been wide open.
What aisle was the show? I assume it was in an aisle and they set up chairs.
It was
or-
right by where you get the carts.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay, so were they blocking the entrance? Like, so everybody that came in had to go
well,
by?
it was me and 3 other people.
What do you mean?
There
Like
were
on the
only
lineup?
there were only 3 audience members.
Oh God.
Yeah, and they had been passing out religious pamphlets outside, and we said there's a show going.
Oh my. So did you crush?
I crushed, yeah.
Yeah. And then you said you were looking into their eyes and you had a problem though. What was the problem? Because you're conveying that message, the story. Because wait, so
Well, it's because a security guard started running towards me, and that affects my ability
as
to
you were
really
pulling
focus.
it out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Did you get it out?
I got it
Because
out a
it
little
doesn't
bit.
work if you don't get it all the way out. It's not going to be as
I
funny.
got it out partially, and then he tackled me,
Okay.
and then that was kind of it. And the crowd of 3 people scattered.
They scattered?
Yeah. I still need to call them and just apologize for the whole situation, but
You haven't smoothed things over yet?
no,
How
not
long
yet.
has it been?
It's been a couple days.
That's a long time. I would have. That's like
What
within
day
the
is
first
it?
48 hours.
Yeah, this was on Tuesday.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
it's already Thursday, brother. No, that's not that bad.
No,
Only
it's-
one day of in between.
But how have you been?
You know,
I just got to take it.
I was supposed to go on a date last night. What did I just watch?
I've been having fun with the ridiculous sips. I
Okay,
thought you
okay.
didn't think
You
it was.
looked like a bird that was about to cough up their food to their little
I just
their
got-
little child.
What were you gonna say?
I was supposed to go on a date last night. I called you about that
Yeah.
with the girl from Turkey, and then you know,
Mhm. Gobble
gobble
gobble.
gobble.
That's too dumb to be racist, right?
I wasn't even thinking of it in the realm of racism.
Okay.
I was thinking more because it's a bird.
I was supposed to go on this date with a gal from Turkey last night. You know what I'm saying? Gobble, gobble.
That could murder in some rooms. I genuinely think it could. By the way, I'm trying it first.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you stole that, I'd be really mad.
Harry Meredith bird comic.
Yeah, you know how I have the bit that I ran by you where it was like we drive in parkways, we park on driveways, and now you can't get high on highways. So those first 2 comparisons, I didn't come up with those, but I have the third obviously, and I'm tacking it on. Do you
Mhm.
think that I'm allowed to do that? Because I didn't come up with the first 2 parts, but the funny part is the part that I'm adding. 'Cause-
I mean, I don't think it would be viewed as like stealing. I just don't know. Does it sound like too much of a cliche then if you're just repeating things
I don't know.
that other people have said? That would be the only.
It's just like it's
thing.
not even. I don't think I've heard anyone say it. It's just like I've seen it on like a Snapple cap or something.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like one of those fun things. Like, isn't it crazy that we drive on a parkway? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
kind
don't know
of
why I
just
had to say it in that voice, but
yeah. It's. No, I don't think it's.
like the kid on the Polar Express would tell
Have
you.
you
that.
tried? I don't know how funny it is, to be honest
It's-
with you.
Well,
It's more of like.
I think it's a line that will work with a certain audience. I think with that line in particular will not work with 90% of audiences, but I'm also building an entire set for
Like road workers, like people who do construction.
sort of. It's like this
Union
organization
guys.
came to me, and yeah, well, some of them are in the union, but this organization came up to me and they're like, we're trying to like do gigs just for mentally retarded people,
Mm-hmm.
and we
So that's kind of your demo.
yeah. So I'm making a set. That's why whenever I'll run a lot of ideas by you guys, and you'll be like, "That's retarded," and I'll be like, "Yes, perfect."
Yes.
You think that I'm upset every time because I act upset and then hang up shortly after,
Mm-hmm.
and then my
Did you get
downstairs
it?
neighbor just asked if Eugene texted me back.
Oh. Should we pause?
No, let me just really. Oh,
Eugene is a perfect landlord name.
it really is.
Is he an alcoholic?
Yes.
feel like landlords are
I think he is.
alcoholics.
I think he might
Yeah.
be.
They love
Well,
wine.
one time one sec. I just really quickly.
Eugene's got to
nice.
get his shit together.
So Eugene one time. So me and my roommate were just out back.
Yeah.
And we were just smoking, and then we saw our landlord walking up to us, Eugene, and he just started chatting us up, and we were like surprised because we were like, we're these two like we just got out of college, we're just smoking a J
Mm-hmm.
his apartment. We didn't know how he'd take that, and he just walked up and just hung out with us for like 20 minutes, just had a conversation. And then at one point, I said, I was like, what do you, because he lives in the basement, like, apartment. And I was like, what are you doing down there? Like some, like, what'd I say? Like Breaking Bad stuff. And he was like, eh.
Oh, I think you told me
Yeah.
about this. Yeah.
And then we were like, what? And he was like, nah, nothing. And he just wouldn't go past, but he did not say no. He gave a, like a,
That's interesting. He chooses to live in the basement.
it's the biggest unit, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
How old is he?
He just turned 26.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So does his like family own the building or something?
No, he's just a very well-to-do
So
kid.
He's a man of enterprise.
Yeah, he grew up in New Zealand, and his family, his dad like created some AIDS vaccine, and then their
Damn.
family just has this massive, you know, is it heirloom? Is that the right thing?
I don't
yeah.
think so.
Anyway, yeah.
Fortune?
So yeah, now he and so he got like his part of the pie, and he was like, my dream is to own an apartment in Chicago and rent it out, live in the basement, and he just works on he's really good at jet skiing.
Oh, okay.
So he does that on the lake.
He's
yeah.
just jet skiing all summer. How
Yeah.
can you be good at jet skis?
You can do you know how they had like the air, water, and
Was he
fucking-
in the air and water show?
yeah. So he's
Really?
like he's in like the there it's like the jet ski equivalent of the Blue Angels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
And he
god.
gave,
SEAL Team Ski Do.
he gave us free tickets.
And he didn't go.
No, we went. And
I didn't go.
and while he was doing it, there were like, imagine like synchronized swimming but with jet skis, right?
Yeah. He said that?
No.
Or you're saying that?
No, I'm.
Okay.
We saw him do that
Like,
at Navy Pier.
could you tell which one was him? Or they all look
Of
like
course, he
fucking
has a beautiful head of
dickbags on-
hair, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have to wear
I
helmets.
feel like I
apparently.
could see all of the jet ski guys looking exactly
They
the
all had
same.
like aviator sunglasses on and like, the
Yeah.
same uniform, but we could see his beautiful head of hair.
Oh, okay.
It's like a Steve Martin thing where it's already gray but it's long.
Oh, gotcha.
So
He
he's
already
like
has
a
gray hair at
handsome
27?
devil, yeah. And he's got like a crazy mustache. It's
Damn.
yeah. But yeah, during their routine, there were like 8 of them, like zigzagging and like doing like there were like ramps and they were like jumping and shit. And one of them just fucking ran into the side of the dock and the ski-doo exploded and they died.
No.
Yeah.
You're not. You're kidding me. Oh, that's your bit. Is that why you've been laughing this whole time? Because you're gonna tell me someone died.
Oh man, I hate myself, dude.
I'm sorry.
I wish I could just not. No, it was. It was literally all a lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He doesn't ski?
Eugene's like 60 something.
Okay.
I just thought
It's like
it'd be
you-
funny to lie about his age, and then you were like so interested, and I was like, I want to see how far I can, how ridiculous.
Oh,
I
so
can
his
make this.
family didn't invent the AIDS vaccine.
No, none of that.
Oh, wow.
I just made all that up.
God damn, you're playing me for a fool on this podcast.
I just wanted to
This is all a setup.
I wanted to see how ridiculous I could get.
I believed you the whole time. He's a New Zealander who's 27,
yeah.
whose family created the AIDS vaccine, and he.
Yeah, beautiful head of gray hair. But so did you see the Blue Angels while they were in town?
I didn't go to the Air and Water show. I was walking down the street at one point and saw a fighter jet.
You heard it as well, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it terrifying?
I
Wasn't it
hate it.
deafening? Oh, you hated it? I loved it.
It just happens every year, and it's fucking annoying to me.
I
don't
don't remember that from last year. Oh, I
Really?
must have been away. Yeah, I think I was on vacation.
I don't know. I mean, I've never really gone to it, to be honest. I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, I thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Ah, shit.
They were
I'm
flying
sorry.
over me. Well, at first I woke up, and I woke up to the sound of the fighter jets, and I literally my first thought was we're under attack, and I
Mhm.
ran to the window and saw the 2 Blue Angels like flying like inches apart from each other, like right across like the back part of this view.
That's cool.
It was so sick.
Yeah.
And I went from immediately like that's not the Chinese to those are the boys.
Right.
You know? So it's like
Yeah.
a huge jump in we're gonna die to no, we're just
Oh.
really cool.
Okay.
It wasn't like a baseline jump, it was like I was in a hole because I
Yeah.
thought I was literally gonna get bombed.
Right.
And because I'd never heard
You
that
thought
sound that
we were
close.
gonna get a taste of our own medicine there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Which I would not like.
That would
I would like to
suck.
be treated differently for the rest of time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of being treated differently in a good way,
Okay.
you know?
Do you want to elaborate on that?
Like I'm happy that I don't get bombed.
Right.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, that
very
is-
very happy that like people do not bomb me.
That you don't live in a war-torn
Correct.
country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is nice.
I'm very happy that I have like AC and like access to things. Like I'm poor, but I still have like a Yeti water bottle because some kid left it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
At the climbing gym?
No, at the I coach lacrosse and they just leave their water bottles.
Oh, shit.
And then I got this. It was sitting there for like it's a
got
nice water
dog.
bottle.
Yeah, it's got a dog.
I
on it.
got this and it was sitting there for like 3 months or something. And then
Mhm.
one day my boss was just like, if you guys want them, grab it. And then I grabbed it and I didn't wash it and I drank out of it and I threw up for like a week straight.
Some kind of weird bacteria in there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's taken over your brain?
I was gonna say
Control your movements?
it's sort of like a Last of Us situation.
The fungus.
Yeah. Yeah. Where I feel like day by day I'm sort of losing control of my faculties.
And then you'll turn into one of the clicky ones.
Yeah, I was thinking
Like
that
a,
or I turn into a water bottle.
Oh.
Maybe that's
You turn into an insulated Yeti.
be a nice way to live. Just something that somebody's constantly using throughout their day.
Someone just,
Just be like someone's like, this is my grandfather. Shout out Opa.
Shout out Opa.
But yeah,
He's
just
not
like
in the frame, right?
Yeah, sorry Opa.
He really does look like Ron Swanson.
I think he's more handsome than Ron Swanson.
So, I'm sorry to talk about it because people
No, go
can't see
ahead.
it, but did he do a photo shoot with his shirt off? Or was this
That was
like,
at my aunt's wedding, I believe. And somebody
Oh,
just snapped a picture of him.
okay. It's
Yeah.
an awesome picture.
It is an awesome picture. Yeah. It's weird because I'm named after him. I never got to meet him, but he was like this guy that was super funny and
Mhm.
charismatic, and he did a bunch of voices. We literally have like an old cassette tape called like Harry and the Talking Frog, and it was just like him doing characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And then I got named after him, and I'm like the person in my family who does that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was a tape, you said?
Yeah. Like when you put in like an old
Old
car.
cassette. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
You need to squeeze that. Thank you.
I gotta let the air out of there.
Yeah. She was getting.
Yeah. But yeah,
Bloated.
when my grandpa passed away, we like dug a bunch of stuff out of their house, but they had all these like reel to reel tapes. They were like
Mhm.
very old. And I don't know if anyone ever did something with them. It would be something that you would either have to get like one of those reel to reel tape players,
Yeah.
which is probably pretty expensive, I would assume, or you get
Like an
some kind of
Insidious situation? Not Insidious.
no, it's just
What's the-
audio.
Oh, it's just audio?
Isn't that movie where they find the like creepy videotapes? I remember that
No,
movie.
it's not Insidious, is it? No. That's
Or no,
what's it called?
what was
It's the
the
one
other
with
one?
Ethan Hawke.
They find where
It's
they
a guy in the backyard like killing people. Sidious. Wait, that's not a
Sidious.
word.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Insidious.
What was that fucking movie called?
Wait,
I
let's
saw
get
that
this.
in
Let's actually
theaters.
get this.
It-
Sinister.
Sinister. Yeah. Didn't they make a bunch of those?
They made. Yeah, I think only the first one was good though.
Yeah. I remember thinking the first one was good.
Dude,
was-
my friend group in high school wanted to. I love watching horror movies with people.
Mm-hmm.
My friend group in high school wanted to watch that, and we were like trying to watch it, and my girlfriend got too scared and had to like go outside to the car, and I wanted to
Oh.
watch it so bad. And like during the movie, she was like, "Can we please go outside? I'm scared." And I was like, "This is just getting cool."
Yeah.
And then we went outside, and she was like, "I'm pregnant."
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding. She was just a
Drop
pussy.
the bomb on
It was
ya.
way worse. I was like, I wish you had something real to tell me right now, but it's just like, that was really scary. What if someone murdered my family?
Yeah.
And I was like, that would suck a lot.
Yeah.
It would really
Did she
suck.
tell you she doesn't like scary movies beforehand. Some people just hate them.
She said, if you bring me in there's 0 chance I'm gonna stay.
Really?
And I said, I don't care what you fucking think. You dumb bitch.
Damn, Harry.
I've always had the high ground. I've never been like crying, clawing
Mhm.
desperately, trying to get back, and then lit on fire. You know?
That's good.
Except for last night, gobble gobble.
Right. Yeah, you got stood up.
Yeah.
And then we were going to go see Alien Romulus, but that didn't work out either.
That was on me.
I would have just fallen asleep at the movie theater, though, I think.
I was a little concerned. I also did want to try to go to bed at a reasonable time for
Yeah.
the first time in a while, and then I still went to bed at like 2:30.
I don't even know if Alien Romulus is supposed to be good.
I mean, I love all the Alien movies.
I've only
Creature
seen-
Features are so fun.
I've seen the first one, for sure,
You've only seen the first one?
with the Sigourney
Oh
Weaver.
my god, yeah.
It was good. And then
Weaver,
I
I
think I
hardly
saw
knew her.
Prometheus. I definitely...
Prometheus is good.
I saw Prometheus
Covenant's also good.
when it came out in a theater, too.
Yeah, I kind of look like one of the engineers if he was emaciated.
Mm,
You know, the
in
big white guy.
Prometheus?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I saw
I'll
it.
toss up a pic.
I saw Prometheus in a theater, and I remember like it was us. I don't know how old I was when that came out. I was probably 15 or something. And then there was like an old lady there. It was like the only other person there.
Alone?
Yeah.
I respect
Or
that.
no, it was an old couple.
Oh, okay.
And
Don't respect it.
I just remember there's that scene where she realizes that she's like impregnated with the alien,
Oh
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
has to go into
That was
like
disgusting.
medical pod. It's like a medical robot that
Yeah.
like, yeah, then
The
it
abortion
cuts
pod?
and I just remember how horrific that scene is, and I'm just like looking at these old people next to me.
How are they taking it?
They seem fine with
I
it.
bet they were more desensitized to it than you guys were.
Yeah.
They've seen crazier shit.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
You always think of old
They were probably
people
just
as
like
being like,
shoving popcorn and milk duds into their mouth.
yeah. I was like, this is fucking nuts.
That was fucking. I was watching that with
Yeah.
my mom, and she was like, "Oh my fucking god, why are they showing this?
Yeah,
They don't
it's
have to."
crazy.
Just like a fucking octopus alien flapping out of a stomach.
It's a lot.
It was so much.
That's such a horrifying scenario.
Yeah, being pregnant with an alien, having
Yeah.
something inside you is just not to sound a little homophobic, but it's very scary.
Yeah. Or like that Lost City of Z book where they're
Yeah,
talking
The
about
bugs.
all the bugs that can like burrow. Or they
Yeah,
were talking
it
about
was
the
like-
one that's like gets under your skin.
Mm-hmm. And you have to like not fuck with it.
Oh, really?
I think that's what they said. Like if you like scratch at it, it just gets worse.
Mm.
And I think Percy Fawcett tells that one guy that went with them that couldn't really hack it. He's like, you have to leave it alone. And he was like, fuck that, I'm gonna itch it. And then it got way worse. And he was like, I told you.
Did that guy end up dying?
He didn't die. Well, do you want me to? I don't want to spoil it.
Oh,
But-
don't spoil it.
He basically is just like, he just can't hack it with Percy and his boy. Percy has that cartographer with him,
Mm-hmm.
who I can't remember his name. I feel like it starts with an R though, like a Richard or something. I don't know. But that guy went with him on like most of his expeditions,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like his right hand guy
Oh, okay.
because Percy Fawcett, as you already know, is like this super tough dude that could do anything, and like people thought he was immortal, but this guy was right there alongside him the entire time.
Yeah, 'cause like it almost sounds. I'm like 100 pages in, but it sounds like he's kind of like a medical anomaly a little
Yeah.
bit, where they're like
He's
he
immune.
goes on like expeditions where everyone dies except for him, which is insane.
And it's like a repeat thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people that like work with him literally like think he's like immune, invincible
Mm-hmm.
because of all the shit they've seen. That's
Yeah.
what makes the end of the book so mysterious, Jackson.
Yeah, I wish. I'm probably gonna rip through that book because
That was
it's
one of the
really fucking
fastest
good.
I've read a book. Was that book?
Yeah.
I just could not stop reading it. Talking
Wait.
about Lost City of Z.
Lost City of Z. Yeah, I guess we kind of jumped into
It's
that.
about a
with
British
no,
explorer named Percy Fawcett who ventures into the Amazon. It's like one of
Mhm.
the last uncharted areas on planet Earth. And then he was trying to prove the existence of these lost cities, which we now know did exist.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going off of like Spanish accounts from like the 1600s or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And then, but everybody like thought that those were bullshit. and his entire thing was to just prove it. And then basically he was just like on top of it the entire time and just never knew it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. At that point when he did it, wasn't the whole like El Dorado thing kind of seen as just a big gigantic
People thought he was
myth?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of people who wanted it to be real, I think, but I don't know how many people actually believed in it. But like, he was a very famous guy
Mm-hmm.
because of his expedition, and he still did get funding to do it every time, because he had a pretty good track record. And I'm pretty sure he like would publish. All explorers would publish accounts of their journeys, and then that's how they would sort of like make back the cost of the journey, whether it was good or
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
Like Shackleton, after the Endurance, all of the guys just published their journals, and I think that's part of the reason they're so good at maintaining them throughout the expedition.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, because so many of them recoup the cost by being like, "Hey, we just barely survived. I got a day-by-day account of it," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Fucking give me that shit, dude."
Yeah.
Because they didn't have fucking porn back then, so.
I mean, part of it has to be like if we don't make it out, they want people
Yeah, totally.
to know what happened also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the endurance one was insane.
If you were in one of those like shipwreck situations, Endurance is a ship that got stuck in the ice, by the way.
In
Ernest
the
Shackleton.
in the Antarctic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every single person survived.
Yeah.
One of the most insane, remarkable survival stories ever. But what was I gonna say about Ernest Shackleton? Oh boy, ship in the ice. Oh,
Yeah,
if
he's a
you were
villain.
one of those guys, would you keep a journal and be able to update it every day?
I don't know. That
Seems like a pain in the
it
ass.
seems insane to me, especially because half that. I mean, the whole book, they're like trying not to get frostbite, and they have to be constantly moving.
Yeah,
Like how are they even writing things down? It seems like their hands would
I know,
fucking
dude.
freeze. Yeah, it's kind of insane.
And also, they were trying not to get frostbite the entire time, and then every single time they went inside the tents, they would be like, if they were moist at all or wet, they were just laying in just like wetness, and it was just cold
Yeah.
wetness that wouldn't quite freeze, and then they went outside and it would freeze.
Yeah.
It's just so no point in their day at any time did they have any semblance of comfort.
Yeah, not
It was
at
just
all.
constant fucking discomfort.
Yeah, and then for most of the story, they're on floating ice, so
Yeah,
it can
flows.
just suddenly just break in half.
Yeah.
So they always have to have a guy basically walking around, and if they notice any kind of cracking, they have to wake everybody up.
Get the fuck in the
And then
boats.
potentially, get in the boats or like move everything to one, the bigger piece of the ice.
The boats, which if they ran into or had a big piece of ice run into them, would just be completely useless too.
Yeah, because those
'Cause
boats are just a last resort.
Yeah,
It's
and
not-
also the force behind the ice is like it's a glacier basically, just like
Mhm.
moving. You're not going to stop the ice from moving.
Right.
And that was also I didn't realize that ice moved that much because of the wind. But do you remember they would like
I
wake
didn't
up and
either.
they're like, we moved 14 miles north,
Yeah.
and they're like, that's good. There could be an opening up here.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they're just waiting, like sitting ducks. And if the ice doesn't open, they're just fucked. So they just had
Mhm.
to wait for like an opening and then be like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
It's so nuts.
Yeah, some of the stuff they describe in there is like hard to even visualize because I just don't know that much about Antarctica.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that your ship could just get stuck in moving ice and then because their ship gets stuck in the ice
hmm
or the floating ice and then it like forms around them basically. Or
It
is
just, yeah, the ice just keeps pressuring and pressuring
Yeah.
the boat until it basically explodes.
Yeah. And then they talked a lot about how like well made the ship was. It was like the best ship
Yeah,
in the world.
The ship saved
like
them.
created by like because there's that when they were stuck in the ice for a long time and they're like, all right, I guess we'll just hang out
For like a year.
for a whole year.
Yeah. They like had Christmas there and they're
Yeah.
like singing and everything.
It seems like that part they're like they still had hope. They're like, oh, we'll get out of this eventually.
Well, they had hope the entire time.
That's
I-
true.
I think that was
That's
what
true.
separated them because part of what made Shackleton such a good captain was that he was like really good at maintaining morale.
Mhm.
I remember there was that one guy that everybody didn't like, and he would just have him in his tent.
Yeah, that
That's
was the
like
really
so much
funny.
respect. That's what being a captain is about. Not just like yelling at people, but being like, all right, nobody likes you, so You're sleeping in my tent.
Yeah, very strategic about like making sure that the members of the crew don't turn on each other, because
Yeah.
then you're really fucked.
Uh huh.
Um,
And also humor.
mhm.
Said like they all just like joked a ton because it was like the only way to get relief.
Yeah, and then like it's interesting. There's that one guy, I can't remember his name, the stowaway guy.
Yeah, the 14-year-old Peter with the cat. He was older
he
than 14.
14?
Was he our age?
I don't remember
He was young.
how
though.
old he
He was like a
definitely
teenager
young.
or young 20s.
But yeah, he just like
Yeah.
was secretly on the boat. He was not supposed to be there.
He had his
And
cat,
it seems like
right?
I don't remember the cat thing.
Oh, sorry.
Does he?
Yeah, he did.
But they end up loving that guy,
yeah,
which is kind of funny.
It's
That
awesome.
book could totally be a movie.
I think they made it a movie.
Oh, really?
I just don't think. Or they also made it a series.
Okay.
Yeah, which
I
I
would
should
watch that.
probably watch. I just think it's so hard to capture like how truthfully insane it. Also, it's just like there's so much that you can't capture in a movie because it's just over the course of like 2 years or whatever, a year and a half that
Yeah.
they're doing this. I think a lot about the guy who they were like on those boats, those smaller boats, and they were like desperately going from flow to flow, trying to get to this one body of water where then they'd then be able to get out and like find islands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one guy who just like he just couldn't row anymore, and he just refused to do it, and he was like laying there in the fetal position, and everybody's like, fuck this guy, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
But then he started massaging their feet for them, and then they were like, all right, he's not bad. And he was like, I just can't row anymore, but I will massage your feet.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, so you are a bitch, but you're at least willing to contribute somehow.
Yeah, there was a pretty large part of it where he was just
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not going to do anything. And they're like, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. They're like, fuck you fucking asshole.
We're all going to die.
Yeah. The one guy who had like the giant fucking cystic lump on his butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they had to do surgery on him.
Well, then with the stowaway guy, he got frostbite on his foot.
Yeah. Yeah, they amputated it.
And then they like basically cut off most of his foot.
Uh-huh.
I think it was just like a stump. But I think one of the funniest parts of that book, I mean, obviously it's fucking awful and horrific, is that they're about to get to that. They spent all this time trying to get to Elephant Island, which is like an island off the coast of Antarctica that would like, it's still barely habitable, but it's at least land, and
they hadn't been on land in over like a year and a half.
yeah, and they're like trying to find a part of this island where they could even, beach the boats, and it's just like rock walls.
Yeah.
And then they finally get there, and Shackleton's like, he's telling the stowaway guy, like, when we get there, you're going to be the first one to step onto the island. Like, you're going to be the first one who ever sets foot on this island. And when they get there, he like throws that guy off the boat because he's like, "We did it!" Like, and you're the first man to ever be here, so you can name the island. Then he forgot that guy doesn't have part of his foot anymore, so he threw him off the boat, and he just like fell over, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" It's kind of insane.
Yeah, it totally is.
But they were on that island for a year.
No, I
Or
don't think
not
they
a
were on
year?
that island for a year, but they were there for a little
A
bit.
while.
It was like this cruel realization of they got to this island, we're finally on land, and then there's no shield from the wind,
Mhm.
and also this is uninhabitable. Like this
Yeah.
is not really this is just like a rock that's sticking above the sea level, and then
Yeah.
it became like its own version of prison. And I remember they said the winds were so strong that like 80-pound rocks were like rolling on the beach.
Yeah, so they could have gotten
So,
crushed by
like-
a rock at any point.
It just wiped out by a rock.
And then they were trying to dig into the ice at one point to
Yeah.
make a shelter,
It didn't
and they were
work.
like, "We can't fucking
Because
do
their
this."
body heat from the inside would melt it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then it'd refreeze.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking every single time I'm walking my groceries back from my car and it's like 34 degrees and I'm like, damn, this sucks. My fingers are cold. I just be like, they were enduring 20 times worse than this eternally,
Yeah,
just like indefinitely.
yeah. That whole story it's the wildest shit I've ever read.
The one guy, they were sleeping on a floe and the floe broke in half, like, and there was a tent that they had and like it was literally across the crack like in a
Mhm.
movie, and one of the guys fell in and Shackleton grabbed him as he fell in and saved his life.
How did that guy not die?
What the fuck?
I don't-
So yeah, fully submerged
Yeah,
in the Antarctic water, comes up and then during the night, Shackleton ordered like every hour another crewmate would wake up and just walk back and forth with him
Mm-hmm.
and just like talk with him so he didn't freeze. Because if his clothes froze, he would just be fucked. He was just
Yeah.
guaranteed to die. And they said the entire time the guy didn't complain about being wet, didn't complain about being cold, didn't complain about being hungry, nothing. The only thing he complained about was not having his tobacco anymore.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. I read another book about this guy who like kind of sort of planned a mutiny, but it wasn't an actual mutiny, but they found it and then they hanged him at sea for it. And it was like the first
What's that one called again? The
sailing the Graveyard Sea.
okay.
And it was like this whole court case or whatever with the Navy. And they had him shackled up on board and he was completely like calm, cool, and collected. And they're like, we're not going to give you water. And he was like, try me, bitch. And then they're like, we're not going to give you food. And he was like, don't care. And then they're like, we're not going to let you have your ration of chewing tobacco. And he was like, unchain me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You fucking savages. Like, he just started losing it.
Yeah, nicotine is a bitch.
Especially out there. That's like all you got.
Yeah.
Imagine
'cause
having one Zin left for the rest of your life. When would you pop it?
I don't know.
As your
I don't
kid's
know.
being born, just fucking pack a lip.
Yeah, because at one point in endurance, they run out of tobacco, and then they start like smoking pieces of their shoes.
Yeah.
Just
They're like trying to smoke leather, yeah.
yeah.
And one of them tried something with a plant too that didn't work or something like that.
Yeah, they're like, it's all right,
In the
pack some pieces of your shoe in there. It's sort of like tobacco.
in the wager, they were on an island and they were all like dying from scurvy, but they didn't know it because they didn't know at that time that scurvy was just you lacked vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they call British sailors lemon heads or something because they figured that out first, so they would just suck on lemons or something, lime heads, something like that. But this like ship, like half of these guys or more had scurvy, and they came to this island, and then there was a plant that they were eating, or like it was like a type of seaweed that had vitamin C,
Oh,
and
okay.
they inadvertently cured their own scurvy, and they didn't even know why.
Yeah.
But later on, like people read their journals and was like, these sons of bitches. They didn't
Yeah.
even know they were just taking medicine for their scurvy.
They're like, magically, I feel fine again.
Yeah, well, fine.
I wonder how. Yeah, it must take a while to recover from scurvy.
Yeah.
Isn't it like your muscles start deteriorating or something?
I don't know
Just, like,
exactly what it
everything
is.
break down?
It's
I
like
don't know.
everything. Yeah, I think your body just starts to break down.
Yeah.
How do you think you'd do in a captain role if shit goes
Oh,
south?
terrible. I don't get how people do. I don't. Going off to sea, like
Yeah, it's
100
pretty
years
nuts.
ago. I mean,
More than that, but still. Yeah, I mean, still 100.
yeah, I guess it would still be scary now, but now you have like GPS and
It's just
you could alert somebody if something happens.
that's why all these books are so interesting to me, is because it's the highest stakes that it could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a floating city, and there's always turmoil within that, like amongst the crew and stuff, except for like really the endurance, I guess, because Shackleton was such a beast at maintaining the peace. But anything that happens, you're just like in sailing the Graveyard Sea, it was and the wager. It kept reiterating the point that when you are at sea, you are not loyal to the king anymore. You are loyal to that captain.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You,
that
sign a
captain's
contract
word
before.
is what it's not even like signing a contract. It's like you're at sea. This is his domain now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens is under his control. The king, like, that means nothing. Throw all that out the window. This is your god.
Yeah.
Like, everything this guy says, you have to fucking do.
Otherwise, you're starting a mutiny then.
Well,
Right.
otherwise, you're fucking everybody else over.
Right.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he can do whatever, like, flog you or whatever.
But didn't they were like writing weird contracts on the endurance too, right? When
Yeah, they
they'd,
were.
like part ways. Cuz didn't they write one when they go off, like they have some people stay on the island and some people go to try and find the whaling camp?
Uh-huh.
They like wrote some contract where it's like, okay, now this guy's in charge
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
You know, they like transfer the power
Mm-hmm.
over to someone
And then if
else.
this guy dies, this guy's in charge.
Yeah, you make
yeah.
a whole plan where it's all like, yeah, we're probably all going to die, but you know,
Just like,
Just
it'd
by
be funny to
chance.
just be like in the last two guys and you're still not in charge. And be like, come on.
you're like, God damn
Man, I was the last one.
Yeah.
Just waiting to be like, all right, when there are three, the third guy's dying, be like, who's inheriting the captaincy?
Yeah.
Guess you're still the first mate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
The bosun.
Is that?
It's like it looks like botswain, but I think it's pronounced bosun.
Oh, really?
Bosun.
I think
Bosun.
that means first mate.
Something like that.
Boatswain.
I don't know. Thank you.
Yeah. So we lost like 45 minutes of
Gold.
just
I'd
pure.
say.
Yeah. Now it'll never see the light of day.
We 1 sec.
Should we full? Oh, are you gonna sneeze?
I have a sneeze.
Should
Oh
we
my
fucking
god.
Restart.
No. I have a sneeze that's coming on.
Do you have to sneeze the way you do, or
Yeah, I
is
do.
it embellished?
It's funny. It's not embellished. The tone is embellished. The frequency, like
The whoo.
the high pitched quality is embellished.
That's fun.
Sometimes when I know a sneeze is coming, I'm a very like high PSI sneezer,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have a choice. And my mom always said growing up, she was like, "Don't hold it in. It's your body trying to get stuff out."
Yeah,
So that's why I always rip farts whenever.
it's good.
She's right.
Yeah.
You hold I think Chris Stefano. This is sort of related to your toothbrush thing, which we probably
we
didn't get
lost.
to.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's
Now we're gonna
frustrating.
reference stuff.
We're referencing stuff that we're doing callbacks to things that don't exist.
Yeah.
He said that if you hold in enough farts, eventually it will come out as a burp.
His parents told him that.
I think the internet told him
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would believe that.
I mean, it's got to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. I don't know.
It'd be
It's all
funny if
one.
it had the same sound coming out of your mouth. If you held it enough, you just had a mouth fart. There's something like a burp is gross, but it's not even close to as funny or gross as a fart.
But people who do the burp and then blow it in your face thing,
That's gross.
I find that fucking disgusting. I actually get mad. I feel like if someone farts in a car, it's like, oh, it's like you're mad and you open the window, but you're not like actually really mad. Well, if the fart's particularly bad, you might actually get angry and
It's
then
the severity
tell
of
the
the fart.
person they need to get, medical attention. But the burp and then blow it in your face.
That's
is-
super fucked.
I hate that. Yeah.
Who does that to you?
I've never done that to anyone.
Good. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
go on record.
That's
Never
so
done
horrible. Have you ever Dutch oven somebody?
it. Yeah, once.
Was it a lover?
Yeah.
It's funny how we do the most vile things, the ones we love the most.
That's objectively hilarious to do.
No, it is.
Yeah, but that's the only acceptable kind of like fart torture you can do. I don't like those two words
Yeah.
backed up next to each
What?
other. Fart torture. I saw something. I don't know if this is real. It was like some guy who had this like, I don't know if it was a religious cult where all these people thought that if he farts in their face, it like cleanses them in the
No
eyes of God or
way.
something. I don't
Is
know.
that real?
That's what this video told me.
That's got to be so
This is-
funny. Imagining like a conversation of like trying to convince somebody to join. The other guy is saying like, "So you're saying he's got a fart in my face?" Trust me, dude. I've never felt more clear-minded in
Trust
my
me.
life.
This is our ticket to heaven,
I experienced
to salvation. Dude, maybe this part of the podcast will be better.
maybe
I don't know.
we're kind of getting a retry.
We're getting a redo.
God said, "I'm going to give you another chance." What do you think makes good podcasting? Let's get meta.
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't
like-
know.
because I watch some good podcasts. And they're
Probably
very
not good to say out loud.
what?
Probably not good for me to say out loud during the.
Wait, what'd you say?
I should pretend like I know what I'm doing, but I
No. It's authentic, Jackson.
Sure.
See, that's what I'm trying to say though. Is it's very obvious that we both don't know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that-
but is that a draw?
Probably immediately apparent.
Yes.
Is it a draw? Probably not. No.
No. So I don't like how realistic you're being about this. I like to spin it in my head that people want to see the struggle.
Yeah.
They want to see you just sucking at something. Well, sucking something, but
Yeah. Well, you've had a nice little bump with the sock
Ugh.
fetishes. I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, it's okay. It's
But,
okay.
you know, some of them do seem genuine.
Yeah, they do.
I can't tell if that's just a tactic. If
I
they're
believe
kinda
it's a
doing
tactic.
doing a psyop
That's
on
what's
you.
so fucked though, is that now I think every person is psyoping me.
Yeah, it's kind of destroyed your
It
trust
has.
right off the bat.
If I met somebody on the street that was like big fan of the pod, I'd be like, God damn it, they're jerking off to my feet.
Yeah,
They're not a fan of
yeah.
my great talks.
You're kind of dealing with something I would imagine that a lot of people wouldn't deal with until like they became more, well known.
I don't know,
At
though.
least had more of a follower base,
I don't think it. I think
or maybe this
Part of-
happens all the time.
I
I
think
don't
this
know.
happens because like wildfire, they spread to Zach Liss's pod.
Oh, really?
It's the same guys,
Got it.
same playlists that he's being put in.
So they're kind of getting. It's partly the fetish thing, but it seems like some of them are also going in deep on the like, kind of like parasocial thing where they're like,
Yes.
these guys seem like my buds.
Correct.
So, and maybe they get more of a kick out of it because it's like they feel like they're in at the grassroots level. They're like, oh, this guy is a new comedian who doesn't know quite what he's doing. And
Now
they're
you're
like,
getting it,
yeah. So it's interesting.
and I could jerk off to his feet.
I've definitely heard you talk a lot about this, and then like I'll watch your videos and look at the comments, and I'm like, this is wild. What's happening?
really
and I know
is.
it's been affecting you because you get weird fucking messages,
Yeah.
which that's not cool. I don't think to like for people to like message you directly. I mean, it's one thing
it's
to
tough.
put up a comment where everyone can
Yeah.
see it, but I don't know.
It's tough because
might be
they
a-
are offering compensation.
Right.
So, but then also, I guess does that necessarily make it?
I don't think that justifies it
I guess
if
that's how
you've
I feel
already
about
made
it,
it
yeah.
clear that you don't want them to ask you.
And then they'll like the weird. It's like so cringy how they'll get upset. Because I was talking to Drew about this, and he's like, they're like getting upset that you won't give like them what they want,
Yeah.
which is like a weird sexual kink. And I was like, yes. And they'll put like
Oh.
frowny faces and stuff, like no feet this time. And it's like you're so bummed about this that you're gonna use an emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to see feet so bad in socks that you're gonna type an emoji to express your anguish.
Yeah.
It's like the highest form of expression is an emoji. If somebody dies, I immediately send a laughing, crying emoji.
Those are the symbols that are taken over.
Yeah, I hate the laughing, crying emoji.
Yeah.
Anytime, those people. I feel like there are a lot of
I've
people.
definitely used it on Instagram. I've never.
That's fine.
Yeah. Because it's
I'm talking
like
about the
one
people-
where you can click
yeah, yeah,
it and it's like right
That's-
there.
The perfect use for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people that, and I think this is an epidemic in the world. There are people that are very quiet and meek in public, and then behind the keyboard, they'll just send like 50 laughing, crying emojis to something, and you just like look over their shoulder and see them doing it, and you're like, I've never heard you even you've never even smiled before. You're not laughing or crying, and you're sending 20 of them.
Yeah.
You're
a weird
lying about
divide.
your emotions to who you're talking to.
Yeah.
And then because you're giving them such a high level, that should be reserved for something so high level
Like
funny.
you lost your mind for 20 minutes because it was
Exactly.
so funny.
Exactly. But there's no chance that you did. And now you've set the bar so high
Mm-hmm.
that if you say something like LOL, this person's going to think that you fucking hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not giving them, you're just coming right out of the gate with all these laughing, crying emojis. And you're also not adding to it. You're not saying anything.
Did someone do this to you? Someone specifically?
I know several people, and I've worked with people that I've seen do this, but I went to school with people that did it as well. And I've been friends with people. It's just something like people that use the most expressive emojis tend to just be like the most non-emoting people in real life.
Mm-hmm.
That girl I was talking to would use exclamation marks a lot and like smiley faces sometimes.
The
And-
one who
Chess,
abandoned
chess,
you. Oh,
chess
the-
one.
okay.
And she would no, not gobble gobble.
Okay.
I'm still
That makes it sound like
It does. Nothing actually.
She's from Turkey.
Yeah, she's from
It's just
gobble
a
gobble.
joke.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, I think I'm still in frame.
Am I in the
No, but the
frame?
other girl, she was like the most deadpan, monotone person ever.
I don't know if I've been in the frame this whole
That's
time.
fine. That's fine. And she would use exclamation marks and stuff, and then like emojis. And I was like, you never emote in real life. It's so crazy that now, over the keyboard, you're emoting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I guess you're just not showing it in real life.
Yeah. They have a nice little like soundboard, but with
Exactly.
images.
I'm basically just saying I'm very melodramatic,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't understand how other people are not. But no. But
You would write a whole book about your emotions over a text
yeah,
instead of sending an emoji.
I think well, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And what's an emoji worth? 1,000,000?
Maybe less than one word. Maybe half of
Less
a word.
than nothing.
Less than
Emoji
nothing.
means nothing. But at the same time, it's like, if you're sad, if you're actually sad, there's something weird to me when people post on Instagram. There's like emoji etiquette. Like if someone dies and then you're posting an Instagram thing and you do like a crying emoji, to me that's just so weird. It's just like disrespectful to me. It's like
I've never seen that.
you've never seen that?
Just a cry emoji. No,
No,
like,
not
my
just a-
condolences.
But like I miss them so much! Exclamation mark with like a crying emoji, and you're
Oh.
like, this feels so weird.
That's
You're using
crazy.
like a yellow face with the tears streaming down its cheeks.
Yeah, I think
Like
if
yeah.
someone died, you could throw a heart at the end.
Heart, I think heart's
Sure,
okay. Heart's
sure.
okay.
But yeah,
Just like
cry
a
emoji.
colon and then like a parenthesis frowny face would be crazy, right?
Like the upside down smiley face.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
that'd be psychotic.
Or just a sunglasses guy, or like a cowboy hat.
It's like, oh, dude, your
Cowboy
aunt
hat.
died? That's sick.
Cowboy hat might be my favorite one. 'Cause
Cowboy
it's
hat.
so ambiguous. I every time I use it, I basically use it whenever like an adventure is proposed
oh,
to
it's
me.
like an Indiana
and I'm
Jones
kind of like,
kind of thing.
let's do it, partner.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, exactly. The rodeo's happening tomorrow at noon.
Did
and
you-
then, what?
No, I was
No,
gonna,
go ahead,
I was-
man.
Did you like Indiana Jones as a kid?
It was okay.
I feel like you would like that because you're
I'm a
into
big
like
adventure
the
guy.
explorers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have the boulder thing happen to me, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm sorry. I derailed the whole thing.
No.
You were talking about the cowboy
Indiana
emoji.
Jones, Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark. Oh yeah, I want to marry Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Have you talked about that on a lot of the
I have a lot.
podcasts? Yeah.
I talked about that at
I-
Uptown Tap with Canute Gregory and Jeff Brumfield, and neither of them had really interacted with me at all. And like their
Mhm.
first impression of me was just me like talking for about half an hour about how much I wanted to marry Caitlin Clark and my
Yeah.
plan to do it.
I think in the one with Drew, you had a whole plan.
Yeah, I still have that plan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. But they were more trying to wrap their heads around how like why I was so interested, and it's just like
Mhm.
me reiterating the fact that it's just because she's a winner and like my kids will then be winners, at least like 2 out of 3 of them, you know.
So this is all about
Everything
Your
I do in my
spawn.
life is about my kids
Okay.
before I have them. I'm
Gotcha.
doing this podcast so that my kids can look back and be like, dude,
yeah,
Dad was such a visionary.
right.
Do you
This
think
will be their way to remember you.
how far do
'Cause
you
you're-
think you well yeah, I'm going to kill myself. Yeah. I'm going to have kids that don't know me at all, and then
Well, that's a
as soon as they're like well, you just wait. Cuz they're going to just get to the point where they sort of start to know me, like 4 or 5 years old, and then I'm going to like say I'm going to go get some milk,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to fucking hang myself while jerking off or something and die. And but they're going to have all these tapes to go back and look at.
Right.
Yeah. So they're going to learn about me. They're going to have a parasocial relationship with their father.
You're like, this was the moment where he exposed his plan
Mm-hmm.
to auto.
They're going to freak out over this timestamp.
Yeah.
And they're going to see all the foot guys and be like, our dad, all these guys wanted to fuck our dad.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Maybe it'd be cool for them.
That could be
You're
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Dad was kind of a twunk.
I'm sure
Kind of a twink.
sure my son Tom believes I'm more of a twink.
Oh no, you got a Tom Brady son. Tom Brady.
I'm not going to
Meredith.
tell my wife that it's because of Tom Brady. but it will be because of Tom Brady. And I will have a son named Thomas, but I will call him Tommy.
Call him Tumnus.
And I'm going to call him
The
Tom.
guy from Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe.
What's his name?
Tumnus? The guy with the goat
Tom
leg?
Mist?
Tumnus.
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 Like a gymnast, but Tum or Tom?
There's no T on the end.
Tumnus?
Tumnus.
Oh. Perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. You could name your kid that.
But then,
He could be like a mythical creature.
is it weirder to name? I guess the question is it weirder to name your son after a football player or a mythical half goat man?
It's my son's centaur.
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think your wife would get more upset over?
Probably centaur over Tom.
I don't know. I think you could spin that better and be like, it was my favorite book. It got me through a tragedy or something. I don't know. It is still a half goat man or centaur, whatever.
You can name him Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil?
That's a guy from Lord of the Rings.
All very
think
mythical.
Yeah, he wears like yellow pants and he like sings.
What if you just gave your kid like
dances
like
around.
an evil name? It's like Darth.
Darth Sidious.
Yeah, Sidious. You could name your kid Sidious, right?
Yeah, you could name your kid a lot of stuff.
Sidious White.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Your last name affords some good opportunities.
Yeah, my last name's already kind of evil sounding.
It is. The Whites.
So yeah, someone in one of my friends when I was in high school was like, we were talking about something in social studies about like what last names mean,
Yeah.
and then my friend was like, "Do you think Jackson's relatives owned slaves?" And then my social studies teacher was like, "Most likely." And I'm just like, oh fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I've never really looked into that.
Well, the idea is like you should.
I probably should. Yeah.
Do you think you guys did?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably
would
likely.
you?
Would I own a slave? No.
Okay, but multiple you'd be okay with?
Wait, what? Multiple
You said you wouldn't
what?
own a slave.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely what I was. Yeah. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The Whites, that's your profession.
Yeah, I guess so.
I did a joke about that. How last names denote. They used to like denote profession. And I was
Mhm.
like the Carpenters, fucking blah blah blah. I was like, makes you wonder what Jane Lynch has been up to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that did really bad.
Yeah, that
You
probably
might have
should do
told me
bad.
not to do that again. You might have been one of the people.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait, who's Jane Lynch?
She is a blonde dyke. Wait, I didn't. That's not like an offensive term.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Blonde dyke. No, I meant to- Jane Lynch.
Then you.
According to Wikipedia, Jane Marie Lynch is an American actress.
Oh yeah,
comedian,
yeah.
and
Jane
singer.
Lynch is
Is she in
hilarious.
Glee?
She is known
Yeah. She had some game show, and I remember it almost inspired me to make my own game show. But then I decided not to.
That seems like that would be, as far as like TV goes, that's got to be a weird gig. I mean, obviously they pay you a lot.
I really thought that cable was going to be my home when I was in like 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to be on like TBS, like Conan. It's like I'll just sit behind a desk and interview people. That'll be my
But
future.
they do that like 6 days a week, don't they?
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tonight Show, I think. Which is crazy because nobody really watches it.
Yeah. Because now there's like podcasts that get more views than they do.
Yeah, like this one.
Yeah, like this one,
Yeah, a lot of people listen.
going to the moon.
It would mean a lot more to me to have a lot more listeners on this podcast than viewers, because it means that like what we're saying is engaging as opposed to just them wanting to ejaculate on our face.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, those numbers have to be a little.
how many listeners do you
little bit
think I
of a bummer.
average on Spotify per episode?
I don't know.
How many do you think?
A few hundred?
You think I have a few hundred?
Okay, under 100?
I average 14.
14?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Not even like people. Like if someone listens for 5 minutes, does that count as a listen?
I think so.
Oh no. I mean, it's the beginning of it.
It really puts into perspective that you're just talking to the ether.
Yeah.
14 is still, that's 14 people though.
It's something.
And of the 14, they almost all watch it entirely, which is
Oh,
cool.
it shows you how
Yeah.
long.
A lot of people click on YouTube and don't watch a lot, but most of the listeners stick around.
Okay,
Yeah, and 9 5-star reviews on Spotify.
that's good.
Yeah, 18 1-star reviews.
On Spotify,
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
like
Oh.
the sock guys get onto Spotify and they're like,
They'd
"There's
be
no visuals.
they'd be
sorry.
so upset.
1 star."
Yeah, unless we just like talked about it a lot. But I was gonna ask this, so because I was thinking about this in terms of like podcasting. I'm starting this podcast early, because I want to just get good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that part of that is just a maturing thing. And when I look at older comedians doing, just like, not just comedians, just like people in general, I feel like the more mature you get, you kind of like grow into yourself more. And my
Yeah.
question was, how far do you think you are from like fully growing into like who you're gonna be permanently, or do you think you're already there?
I don't know if I'm already there. That's a bummer. But
Why is it a bummer?
I don't really. I wouldn't say I have my life together, in a lot of ways. And I'm 29.
I don't think that's what that means though. I was saying like
Growing into myself, like my personality.
yeah, like knowing who you are.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
being who you are.
I can't see myself changing that much.
That
at
means
this
that
point.
means you're gonna change a lot. That means you're gonna have like a Hitler mustache in like 5 years.
Oh, you think I'm gonna go evil?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Or really good, but still have the mustache.
yeah.
I mean, you got the haircut. That was a huge change.
Do you think the haircut's evil?
Pull off the hat. Yes. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Evil in that you're a handsome devil,
Oh,
perhaps.
you fucker.
Yeah,
No.
I do. I do fuck.
You tell people that a lot.
I don't.
You're
Yeah.
always going on about your dong and talking about.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I have to. Yeah, I have to stop talking about my dong on stage. That's weird.
Stop talking about your nasty balls, I would say.
Nasty
the
balls.
only
My
thing.
varicose veins.
Yes, do not say those words.
Why not?
I
The veins are at the
you
forefront.
bring it up so much.
I'm in constant pain. I don't really know what to say.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
that does suck.
Yeah, nobody really cares about my problems, you know, because they're all just, you know,
It's the ball problem specifically.
the veins,
Yeah.
extra veinage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that does suck.
Yeah, my balls just hang low. They're saggy.
Yeah.
They get sweatier because of that. They slap against my thigh when I run too fast.
And then you had to get, felt up by a bunch of people.
3 separate people.
Was that recently?
That was in college, senior year of college.
Okay.
Yeah, all my friends
Yeah.
thought I had testicular cancer, and I thought I did as well
Damn.
because it feels the exact same.
Yeah.
So I just thought I was just like, I'm not gonna go to a doctor.
Yeah.
And they
It's
were like, you should.
it's
do
kind of tough if you don't want to go to a doctor to actually make the step and go.
Even for a minor inconvenience. I mean, especially for a minor inconvenience, but like, it just takes me so much to actually make an appointment for anything.
It's very easy.
I hurt my thumb playing football like months ago, and it still is not okay. Like, I can tell when I like try to grip some things, and I'm just not gonna go to a doctor. Like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna be like, yeah, I guess you kind of sprained it. Just have to, whatever.
Yeah,
That'll
not
be $300.
that doesn't sound worth it.
Yeah. I have to have like my finger hanging off or something to then be like, all right, I guess someone should take a look at this.
Yeah. I went to the dentist recently.
How was that?
It was good.
Hot?
Huh?
Hot?
No, it was just me and the dudes, me and the guys over at the dentist office.
You got to go to dentology.
Dentology?
Yeah.
Is it it's hot dentists?
That's all it is. It's hot
don't
dentist
need
and
that.
pastels. Yeah.
This dentist was actually pretty good
Hot?
as far as dentists go. No,
Okay.
just the way they, because I
How
told
are they
them,
good?
I just was like, because I got laid off, and then I'm like, okay, I'll go, while I have my
Bang some stuff
insurance
out?
still. Yeah, like my insurance lasted to the end of the month, so I'm like, okay. But then I'm looking stuff up about my insurance company, and it's like everyone's like, they fucking suck.
Uh-huh.
So I was afraid I'd have to like end up covering the entire cost of it, and they like, I've had dentists like swindle me before,
Really?
so I don't fucking no, I really don't trust dentists.
It's a very specific group to not trust.
Dude, they've done this to me multiple times. They've done shit to me.
That's fucked.
Like I had I went in college to a dentist, and they're like, "Yeah, you should probably get your wisdom teeth taken out." But then the dentist told me, he's like, "We really only need to take out the bottom ones." He's like, "It doesn't look like your top ones will ever come in." So then I got the anesthesia, and they put me under, and they took all 4 out. They didn't tell me they were ever going to do that. They told me they were just going to take 2 of the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But then they like charged me a bunch more because like they had to put me
Yeah.
under for longer, and that was because they took 2 more teeth out that they said they didn't need to. So I don't know. That was stupid. And then I had another dentist out in the suburbs. I went to the one that my parents go to, and they like freaked me out about like receding gums. They're like, "You're going to need to like get surgery." And they're like, "We'll set you up with an appointment with I don't know what they're a gum what is that? I don't know what the
A
fuck
gum
you call it.
specialist?
A gum lady. Yeah, gum specialist.
She's got to make
But-
so much money.
Yeah, but I'm talking to her, and it was like, "Oh, it's free." So this is just like a sales thing, basically, for a surgery.
Yeah.
So I went in for that other appointment. I was like, I can't really pay for this right now. Like, how much would it cost? And like, I was asking her just real legitimate questions. I'm like, how much would it cost? How soon should I do this? Like, how serious is it? And she's like, well, I'd have to see you again. I'm not really, like trying to get me roped in. I was like, well, I can't do this right now. So do I have to do it? Because if I have to do it, then I'll find out,
Yeah.
I'll like get the money together, or I'll borrow money to do it if it's like something. And I felt like since this was in the suburbs, all of her clients were probably just like, just more people who own houses and shit. And they're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And there's no question. But I was like, this is fucked up. Like, what's going on? And she's like, well, and I'm like, you're
Playing all
fucking,
innocent?
Yeah.
She's a monster.
No, I'm not really.
Yeah,
but
she is, dude. Come on.
They fucking freaked
She's
me
trying
out.
to swindle
though.
you.
Then I go to this other dentist in the city, and I was like, what about my receding gums? And they're like, yeah, I mean, a little bit. Yeah, you have that, but that's common. Maybe down the road you would want to get something done.
Good for them.
But yeah, I don't know. Mixing the like sales pitch with medical stuff
It's fucked up.
that's pretty seedy, I think.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole problem with big pharma.
Big farms.
Apparently, Mark Cuban did something where he just bought a bunch of drugs that people really needed and then made his own company and lowered the prices.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super cool.
I didn't know that. That's like the opposite of that
Yeah, I know.
Martin Shkreli guy.
Martin Shkreli?
Do you remember
Skrillex?
that whole debacle?
No. Is that the EpiPen?
Well, yeah. I think he raised the price of insulin or something,
Yeah.
or something that had to do with diabetes.
I think that's
and then
insulin.
he might have raised the price on other stuff like to an insane degree.
What a bastard.
Yeah, I can't remember what else he did. He might have embezzled money or something because he went to jail, but I don't know if he's still in jail. Probably shouldn't bring shit up when I don't really know.
No, it's good. We'll work our way through
But
it.
his whole thing is like he's like a big like douchebag too, where he like played into it, where everyone's like, "You're legitimately evil," and he's like, "Yeah, but I'm like a badass too."
See, now I respect them more.
Well, and then he did the thing where like the Wu-Tang Clan came out with this like album, I think that like supposedly took them like a long time to make, but then they only released one copy of it, and I don't know if it's like
What?
it was
How is this related?
So yeah, I'll tell you. So, and I think it went for auction for like $2 million, and the Martin Shkreli guy bought it, and then was like saying he was gonna release it to everyone or something. I don't know. It was like a whole. And then he like tried to have some like beef with like Ghostface Killer or something, and I don't know, like it was just very cringy.
What do you end up doing with that?
With the album? I don't know.
I would just destroy it if I had bought it.
I don't know if they took it back or what happened with it. I don't know. I don't think they liked the fact that he bought it.
Couldn't they have just said no? Or I guess they were doing it through a third party. I guess it's not like
Yeah, they might have.
they're at a
auctioned
lemonade
it.
stand.
Right.
Yeah. That's very odd.
Yeah, it is odd.
Would you ever invest in art?
In art?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Just look at
If
my
I
Mark
had, like, a
Norman
ton of
poster like
money.
it was art.
well, I feel like you can just get cool things that don't cost that much money.
I know, but when you're
You can
super
frame, like, a nice
super
poster.
wealthy one day,
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, you could. I mean,
You really don't want to,
I don't think so.
man.
You would have to make
I'm
sure
gonna come over to your house
that it's not.
when you're older,
Yeah.
and your kids are gonna be running around, and I'm
Just
gonna
bare
be
walls.
like, what?
It's just bare walls. There's
Bare walls.
Nothing on the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna like, dude, you gotta get some art in here.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like you could fuck that up though.
Just don't
Just
fuck it
buy
up.
like a piece of shit painting.
Don't. Why
that
would you?
someone just is charging way
No.
too much for?
But I would only here's the thing. I would only buy a piece if I walked. I do this thing sometimes where if I'm in a store, there are some things where I'm like, I have to have that, and if I feel that strongly, I'll just justify buying it. And then if I don't feel that way about something, I just won't buy it. So I actually end up saving money in the long run because I just don't buy stuff I don't really want, but the stuff I really want I actually have.
Yeah.
And if I had the money and I saw something like a piece I would really want, I'd just immediately buy it. Just be like that would.
If you had, yeah,
Yeah.
just an infinite amount of money.
Like
Not
there was this
infinite, but
there was this place. My mom lives in Maryland, and on the main street they had a gallery with a bunch of paintings for sale, and there was one of these two storks standing in the water. It was like this stylized picture of them. And I just was like looking through the window at night with my dog, and I was like, if we had the money, man.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it, I would buy like a sick bird.
Yeah, I'm not talking
painting.
about like a Renaissance painting with like a naked woman and a cherub.
A woman with like one tit out,
Yeah,
and then there's like a
exactly.
floating baby.
Yeah, exactly. With like with a single tree in the background.
That's what like the what's the big art museum in Chicago called?
Isn't it just the Chicago Art Museum?
Chicago Art
Mo-
Institute or
MoMA?
something. Oh, is it camera?
That's video though. Audio's all that
Oh,
matters.
okay. We're going
Yeah.
audio. Damn, this is a Frankenstein of a podcast.
It is. I
That's
don't think we've had to bleep anything out though.
No.
Except I have to cut the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, because you want me to cut the beginning. Which I will.
fucked it up.
Well, which part? We'll just talk about this later.
It's not because I said racial slurs or anything.
No, it might. Yeah.
And now that I say that, it probably
It makes it
sounds
sound like
that's
you're
the
covering up
reason.
for
Yeah.
the fact that you
I tr-
almost definitely said. The worst thing that we've said is dyke.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should bleep that.
Which I don't think is bad.
I think it is pretty bad.
My Australian friend Ian McCabe, when he flew on the plane here, we were like, "How was your flight?" And he was like, "I was sitting next to a dead set dyke." We were like, "Whoa, dead
Maybe
set dyke."
I could see Australians throwing that one around.
Yeah. Well, they don't care about the word retard at all. To them, it's spaz.
Oh, really?
Spaz is their retard.
Oh, that's like bad.
If you say spaz, you get in trouble. Like people get canceled for saying spaz.
Oh, weird.
And it just when I was over there, everybody was saying retarded so frivolously, and I just was like, this is amazing. This is like utopia. Like you guys just like everybody lets it
Oh,
rip
yeah.
here. Like girls were doing it, hot women were just like saying retard left and right, and I was like, this is amazing. And I was just like, you guys say retard, and they were like, yeah, it's not a big deal. And I was like, well, and they're like, but if you said like spaz, that would be bad. And I was like, what? Who gives a fuck about spaz?
Yeah, that's so mild here.
And then it just made me realize how fucking it's the meaning, it's not the word.
right.
We're just imposing it upon that word. Which is why I'm gonna eventually on stage I'm gonna say the N-word with a hard R.
No, no, you're not. No, you're
I'm
not
going
gonna do
to.
that.
I'm going to do it.
Please do not do that.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be way down the line, but I'm gonna do it.
Way down the. Okay, so you're gonna wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be done so artfully,
Ah,
like you pulling your cock out.
it's a hurtful word, Harry.
Hurtful, yes. Funny.
No.
If Louis C.K. can do it. There was a period in comedy where a bunch of comedians were saying the N-word on stage. By the way, for those listening, I'm definitely not gonna say it on stage.
He just motioned to me and said, "I'm definitely going to."
No, I seriously am not.
Okay, he's doing it again.
But there
This
was
is
a
good.
period.
Now that the video's gone,
Whatever. I don't
Harry's having a field day.
I forgot I wasn't supposed to talk about
He's
comedy.
doing sign language at me right now.
Yeah, I got really good at ASL over the summer.
At what?
ASL, American
Oh,
Sign Language.
you did?
Very different than British Sign Language.
Oh yeah.
Much less toothy.
Yeah.
You're just like.
Yeah, you have to show certain amounts of your teeth.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
is this?
I'm British.
You look like a Mr. Meeseeks.
Hello. Harry Meredith.
Why is there an American Sign Language though? Shouldn't it just be universal?
USL.
Yeah, like what's the
I don't
difference between
know.
American Sign Language and like Portuguese Sign Language? Does every single country have their own sign language?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never thought about it.
Is there like a Madagascar Sign Language? Well, what do they speak in Madagascar? Damn, this podcast just exposes how fucking stupid I am.
Madagascarian, of course.
Madagascan?
Madagascan. No, I have no idea.
Hmm.
I mean, there's
Is there
definitely
even
a
a
chance
different?
that they were colonized at some point and then they speak like French or some shit.
All I really know about Madagascar is that that's where King Julian lives.
From the movie.
King Julian, yeah.
I was never big into the Madagascar movies. I think I saw the first one.
That's
Was that
that's one of those
disappointing?
things that you hear and you kind of reevaluate someone.
I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
I thought
No,
it
no,
was
no,
a good
it's
movie. I
Just
don't
not
think
great.
I saw it more
not
than
great.
once.
Didn't
Yeah.
stand out to you.
It was
You're
fine.
saying that you don't think there's anything funny about Moto Moto.
that was that
think-
the hippo?
I think Moto Moto likes you.
That was the hippo
Yeah.
with the
I like
Big
'em
ass.
big. I like 'em chunky.
I
No,
remember
that was the
that.
one that liked Gloria. All
Who's
the
Gloria?
hippos who were very obviously black and who cherished the curves of the other hippos,
Yeah.
but they got away with that.
Yeah, what year was that? 2009.
Something like that.
Yeah. I was
Totally
a little
okay.
old for that one, I think, when it came out.
Yeah, I guess you were too sophisticated at that point. So you were just like watching like Goodwill Hunting when you were 8.
Yeah, I was watching like Apocalypse Now and
Chinatown.
Requiem for a Dream.
yeah. Space Odyssey.
Yeah. That's a good one.
2001 Space
Yeah,
Odyssey.
I could see you liking that movie.
It's rated as the #1 movie of all time.
Really? By
Mhm.
who?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Mal did a poll.
They did everyone in the world.
Uh,
It is a good movie.
I think it's on IMDb.
Yeah,
It's
but-
either that or Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Fuck Citizen Kane.
I think Shawshank Redemption is usually high up there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was my dad's favorite movie.
It's a good one.
I've literally watched it probably over 13 times
Yeah.
just because he
I've
would
seen it a lot too.
always fucking have it on.
It is a good movie. It kind of has it all.
It is a phenomenal movie. I will say it's a great story. It's heartfelt. Everybody thinks that it's Tom Hanks and it's not. It's nice.
They think the main character is Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like it's one of those like Nelson Mandela things where you think
Oh.
Nelson Mandela was the actor.
Yeah, where you think every actor is Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
No matter what their race is.
Who was that in the Gossip Girl movie? Was that Nelson Mandela?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Gossip
He
Girl.
was so much cuter than people gave him credit for.
He was on a hot streak there.
Yeah, until he
He was in that movie Swordfish with Halle Berry
Mhm.
and
She
Hugh
had her
Jackman.
She had her boobs out in that movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was one of those like early 2000s like hacker movies where like
was.
the hackers are badasses.
Yeah. All the green code on the screen.
Let me,
Yeah.
because Hugh Jackman was the hacker in that movie.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
that. Yeah, hackers are not
Just
that
like,
hot.
I'm the ripped hacker guy.
Yeah, just got so ripped from typing so much.
I guess that's the Matrix too.
Can I ask you something?
What?
Can I ask you two things?
Sure.
It's gonna start as kind of not that deep, and then it's gonna get the second one's gonna be pretty deep.
Yeah, I feel like okay. Yeah.
So, do you want to go climbing after this?
No, fuck no, dude.
All right. Yeah, that was a joke. I didn't mean that.
Sorry.
I actually didn't mean it at all.
I'm so out of shape.
No, yeah, I didn't mean it. The second one was
I'm sorry.
how
Maybe
often.
one day I'll go
No,
climbing
no, no,
with
it's
you.
fine, dude. I'll whatever. No, it's.
It would be embarrassing for me.
I would. Can I be very honest with you?
Sure.
I wasn't really doing it for you to get to like do a workout or anything. I kind of just was counting on the fact that you'd struggle, and then I'd get to spot you and be a little handsy with the spotting.
Oh, gotcha.
So it was sort of like I was just trying to sexually assault you, and you just kind of swatted it out of the air. So that's why I'm upset.
You'd go for a dick touch, just out in the open.
I would start ass and work my way down the driveway. Yeah. Because I'd be behind you as you're climbing, you know?
Yeah.
swatting. Yeah.
You would say out loud, "Can I move down the driveway?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd, and then you'd be like, "Move away," and I'd say, "Moving." Like on belay.
Those guys jerked each other off in the climbing gym.
Dude, the chess girl that I brought climbing, she also climbed, but the first time we went climbing together, she fell from like really high up
Oh,
and
damn.
hurt her ankle and was just laying there. She fell from like fucking at least like 12 feet, but like she was, and it was just like an ugly fall too.
Mm-hmm.
Smacked against the mattress, then just laid there like a corpse, and I had to like literally there's a group on the other side of the gym, and I had to like wave at them, be like, "She's not dead, she's fine." And then after that, like the next time we went climbing together, she was like, "I told my dad that you like didn't spot me during that," and he was like, "That guy sounds terrible. Like you should not go on another date with him."
Were you supposed to be? And you like?
No.
Oh.
And I
Damn.
was like, "God damn it! So your dad just thinks I'm a bitch now?" And she was like, "Yeah,
Damn.
I know."
That's like a lot for her to like tell you that too.
But she, I
It's like,
mean,
"My
it
dad
was
thinks
in
you're a fucking punk.
it was in
piece of
jest.
shit."
It was in
Oh,
jest,
okay.
but ultimately it did turn out to somewhat come to fruition.
Do you think that's where it went
That's
wrong?
why it retro. It's not funny now, but then it was. I mean, it's still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also her ankle was just like permanently clicking after that, and I was like, "Oh, you actually got fucked up.
Oh no.
That is kind of fucked."
Did she go to a doctor?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
I haven't checked in with her on it. I'm still playing her in chess. Should I check in?
You are? Why?
Yeah. Because I wanted to end on top, and then she asked to play another game, and then I lost that game. So then I have to play another game to end on top
Okay.
because she tied up the series, even though technically I'm winning because I resigned one, so that one shouldn't count, but whatever.
So you're just kind of prolonging the pain of rejection
Correct. Yeah.
with the chess app.
If I win this game, which I think I'm going to, if I win this next game and she asks to play a game, should I do it, or should I message her and say it's over?
I would say since you're already not talking to her, you could just decline the next
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you should probably stop
Here's the thing.
for your own
Yeah.
mental state.
Here's the thing. Had had I gobbled last night, I think that I would have done that, but now I think I'm going to prolong the pain.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I've already told you. Yeah, it seems like you're going to do that either way.
no, I'm not. You're right. I was joking.
Regardless of what I say.
I really never mind.
What?
I just hate how much I talk about myself, and that's all this is.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like I just bring you guys to like have therapy sessions, and I feel really bad when I'm listening back to it, and it's just me talking at you guys.
No.
Yeah, so
No, it's been-
so yeah, how much do you think about dying?
A lot, yeah. You
How-
asked me this earlier.
Yeah, but we didn't get the
I know.
yeah
Dying? I
Mm.
don't. Yeah. Every day. I
every
guess.
day.
Yeah.
Is there like a point in the day when you think about it?
No, not a set point. I don't have like an
Okay.
appointment
Not like a
with
noon.
myself to
I'm
think
gonna
about
die.
it.
It's that time of the day. I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot about how horrific getting older is going to be.
In what regard?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like pissed at myself where I'm like, oh, I'm not enjoying my life enough right now because it's only going to get worse.
You think your life's gonna get worse?
I mean, your body just breaks down. You
Oh.
feel more pain all the time. your brain stops to work as well.
Sure.
So there's all of that to look forward to.
You have so long until that's gonna happen, though. I mean,
Yeah,
right?
I think.
We're so young.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we got a while. I
You,
think
you
it's
really
probably-
do,
it's
especially
probably
if
a
you take
very,
care of yourself, which
it's a
you have
very
plenty of time to start doing.
yeah.
Well, you were just saying that you don't work
Yeah.
out or stretch.
No, yeah, there were points in my. I had a good couple of years.
had a good
of
stretch?
Exercising, good stretch of time. Yes, got it.
Good stretch of stretching.
Good stretch of stretching and exercising.
What stopped it?
Just doing comedy all the time. Yeah.
I'll stretch with you
And
at Mike's.
I stopped being able to afford my gym, or I stopped wanting to
Sure.
allow. I don't know, because I wasn't going enough. And then you're like paying this huge fee.
Yeah.
So that really sunk the ship when I canceled the gym membership. That's kind of
sunk the
admitting
gym
defeat.
membership.
Yes,
Yeah.
the membership.
Yeah. That's a shipwreck. You might not survive.
Yeah, that's a good bookend for.
Ultimately, none of us survived this voyage, Jackson.
Nope.
You know what I think?
That's the message of today's podcast. No one gets out alive. Remember that. You're gonna die.
If you go home with one message, let it be that you're gonna fucking die one day. Okay? But okay.
Doesn't everyone think about death every day?
No.
No.
I think
okay.
I think a lot of people
I
don't think
guess-
about it at all.
Yeah, maybe I should see a therapist. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
no,
doesn't
definitely
everyone
not.
think about how they're gonna
Just
die every second
Start
of
a
every month?
podcast.
Mhm.
I mean, you do comedy. That definitely is a higher percentage of people that think about death. I think. I don't know. I mean, I think.
What
I think about it the same amount that you
doctors and
do.
nurses?
What was I gonna say? Fuck. Thinking about death, dying, shipwrecks.
Had some good shawarma earlier.
Damn it.
Did I talk? I guess I mentioned the shawarma. You're usually the one that's good at carrying on.
Wait.
The conversation.
I can get back to this.
Because I'm shifting it to Mediterranean food. 'Cause
Mediterranean food, you know, Fertile Crescent,
is that what they
it's
call
near
it?
there, right?
I have
the
no-
Mediterranean?
What's the Fertile Crescent?
Oh, you don't know about the Fertile Crescent?
No, it sounds like
Dude.
some weird medieval.
It's so sick. It's basically where like life began, like agriculture.
Oh, okay.
Not life, but agriculture. Yeah,
Gotcha.
like modern agriculture.
First farms.
Mm-hmm. First plants and stuff, and then
Were
they
they building
proliferated
were
out
they
from there.
Were they building mounds at this time?
Building mounds.
Like mound building?
They were building impressive things.
Earthworks?
And monoliths.
Okay.
You know about Göbekli Tepe?
No.
Holy shit!
Fill me in.
I think it's in. It might be in Turkey. Gobble gobble. But it's like these series of giant stones that are. It's like this structure that was. They dated it back to like 13,000 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and theoretically, well, it kind of. The dating of that and several other areas kind of change our perception of how advanced humans have been and were. Because the normal idea was that the agricultural revolution occurred 10,000 years ago. And before that, we were like a very hunter-gatherer society that wasn't advanced technologically. But then with Göbekli Tepe and then other structures like that, we have to sort of reevaluate our understanding of humans and how advanced they were. And then there's like this whole younger Dryas impact theory that basically humanity almost went extinct, and then so we sort of lost all of our advantages or technology and then had to rebuild it back up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then also the agricultural revolution. Yuval Harari said it wasn't. He said it was a fraud, because the idea is like what we learn is everybody's a hunter gatherer, and then we have this revolution, and now we are able to have people that just farm. So food's not a worry. So then other people can develop arts and science and stuff. So then you get more technology, and then also you can support a higher population. So we keep growing as a species. But he said that when humans discovered farming and everything, it wasn't even more efficient. Some people just remained hunter-gatherers because of that. And then also, it limited their diet a lot, so much that it was more unhealthy because they went from like having a wide range of things that they would eat to only eating like wheat. And then also human bodies weren't designed for the motion of like plowing and digging up fucking plants and shit. So apparently people had all these slipped discs that they were dealing with, and that had never been a problem that they had to deal with before. And then also, because they're living in such close quarters, disease became way more rampant. So it was sort of like
okay.
this give and take of like, yes, we are getting bigger, but it's not really a revolution. It's sort of more efficient. We're just doing it on such a big scale. Also,
It's not like it happened overnight.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
long
revolution.
transition.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
people, hunter-gatherers knew how to farm. There was another book that I read, and it was talking about, like, not only did hunter-gatherers know how to farm, they had entire seasons where they would rely on agriculture, and then entire seasons where they would rely on hunting. And
Oh.
even the chiefdom of their tribe would switch in those seasons. So they'd have like a guy during like the wet season, he would rule the tribe. And then as soon as they went back to hunting for whatever, because the weather in that season was less good for planting things, they'd have another chief take over. So there's like an idea that we did all of one or all the other, but we definitely integrated both.
Yeah.
Basically it's a spectrum of how we survived.
Yeah.
And
Just the
one
way that-
could make the argument that in the quote unquote agricultural revolution kind of ruined our happiness, because you could theoretically make the argument that the average hunter-gatherer was much happier than the average Chicagoan, because hunter-gatherer, what are you doing? Or let's not just say strictly hunter-gatherer, but somebody in like a small band of like 100 dudes and gals. But you're basically just like being way more social. You're way more fit on an individual level. You're way more skilled and like intelligent in like mapping and memorizing territories and
There's more
identifying what's edible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're actually really trying to survive, as opposed to we complain when the AC is out. Sort of that kind of deal. And then they're being way more social because they're either powwowing and hunting, or they're just at the fire dancing and shit.
Just in a constant like flow state. They're not really thinking about anything else other than
Something like
surviving and thriving.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're not worrying about paying taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy that with all those like civilizations, it's not like we have like a written record of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you.
It's
find,
all
like, small
piecing it
bits and
together.
Pieces of like clay pots that might have like drawings on them and shit.
That is the biggest criticism of the stuff that I've read, is that a lot of it is like you're making pretty big leaps.
Right.
To like you'll find a site and you're basically proposing from the design, like the outline of a city that they found. And when you say city, it's like they're all single story like clay buildings, but they're arranged in such a way that's like too complex to write off, sort of, where there's like a central square and there's like the water comes down like an aqueduct or some shit like that. It's like, so these people knew what they were doing. And then also I think that a lot of people believe that we're smarter than people that existed thousands of years ago, but we're the exact same. We just grew up in different environments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could teach a human from thousands of years ago astrophysics if that human was raised in now.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's the same template. And on the individual level, you could make the argument that they're better off than we are, because I can't drive 15 minutes without using a GPS. Yeah.
They're more in tune with like their natural, I don't know, senses.
They definitely get
like,
better
ability
sleep,
to-
probably.
Yeah.
Less blue light time. They don't have to do any online dating.
No.
That is a huge perk.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry for ranting about that. I'm really
No, it's
passionate
okay.
about
I
Neolithic
feel like I'm not
humans.
providing much.
No. I shouldn't have gone with such a weird topic. Yeah, that's my bad.
No, it's all good.
It is, yeah.
I was getting into the mound builders there for a while.
Mound builders, yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
much
yeah.
about them. they don't know much about them in general.
Nobody does.
They just
It's so mysterious.
some point in history, people started engaging in mound building
Uh-huh.
activities. That's all they know.
What's the difference between a mound and a knoll?
Well,
Is
the
a knoll-
mound they built them. They're like
Couldn't you
big
build a
hills
knoll
that-
though?
You could build a knoll. Knoll's small
Man-made
time.
knoll?
Knoll's small potatoes.
Small potatoes?
Talking huge mounds.
Oh, okay.
The mounds of coke.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's
Oh, is
near
that
like
the-
St. Louis.
The fucking where Craig knew about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy Craig.
Craig at Logan.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, the
he,
mounds of Cahokia.
yeah, he was surprisingly knowledgeable on those.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. And he wears funky hats every
He
week,
does.
every time I see
Yeah.
him.
It's probably going to be
Kind of a mystery man.
correct.
Yeah.
I wish I was mysterious.
One day.
That's what I mean. When am I going to get to that point? That's when
I
I'm
don't-
finding. That's when I'm getting into myself.
I don't think as a white man you want to be mysterious.
No, you can be
That just
mysterious in
means
a
you
cool
have
way.
nefarious things that you're
No, no, no,
hiding.
no. Think James. think James Bond. Like suave and mysterious.
Oh, okay.
Like this guy. He's got some things going on.
Do you think you like when you get older you'll just your uniform every day will just be a tux? You just wear like a nice suit.
I think it'll probably be a powder blue tux. And I just turn in.
Powder blue.
Yeah. Powder blue tux with like the frilly white dress
Yeah.
shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Just like the guy in Kim Possible the movie.
Yeah, not familiar with that one, but
Okay. A girl that I was with said that my penis looked like Rufus the naked mole rat from Kim Possible.
yeah, that's not a nice thing to say.
No, it is extremely apt. However. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean dicks are gross in general.
Yeah, but the teeth are so frustrating.
The what?
The teeth?
Oh, the teeth. Yeah.
That was the biggest why
Right.
it looked like a doppelganger. I had to get
Yeah,
them
you have
surgically
teeth in
removed.
your
Yeah.
dick hole.
Because the first girl I was with was like, "Are those teeth?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, sorry.
Because she was like, "How do you feel?" She went to go down on me for the first time. She's like, "How do you feel about teeth?" And I was like, "I already got them,"
Mm-hmm.
you know. But then her teeth hit my teeth when she was going down on me.
Okay.
Yeah, just 2 buck teeth too, sticking right under the fucking.
Sorry, I got some mole rat in the family tree somewhere.
Yeah.
Sorry
Someone-
about that.
Yeah, hey,
You'll
that's my bad.
understand.
We encountered a little
There's
bit
a
of
lot
mole
of
rat.
us out there.
It affects 1 in 25 guys. One of my teammates, I don't have teeth. There's a camera. It's not
There's-
on.
the
I
camera's
actually
not
don't have
on
teeth on my
anymore.
penis. I got them removed. But I had a teammate. I have a teammate. Had a teammate. He's still. We
He's
don't
still
play
kicking around.
lacrosse anymore, but he's
Okay,
still here. He's
still
still
alive.
alive.
Good,
Shout
good,
out
good.
Braden King, friend of the pod. But he had this medical condition where he developed women's tits,
Oh,
and
damn.
he was
That's rough.
he would would have us put our hands to his pecs and feel them. And he was like, "Yeah, it affects like 1 in 20 men, but I've never met anybody else who's been affected by it." Which is so funny to me. It's just like 1 in 20. That should be a lot of people.
yeah.
It's like
Definitely.
how many people are gay? I thought it was something crazy like 1 in 3 or something.
I don't know.
That can't be. It's got to be like how many people do you think are gay?
I could see 1 in 3.
No way.
Maybe 1 in. I don't
1
know.
in 3?
Maybe
A
I don't
third
know.
of the world is gay?
Probably not. I don't know. I have no idea.
That's so many.
Everybody's gay now. No.
Whoa.
I just was saying that facetiously, like
Everybody's gay now. What is the deal with all these gay people? What's the deal with all these gays?
What's the deal? Cut that out. No.
I'll keep it.
Keep it in. What did you? Oh, my honest statistic. What I think it is. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe 1 in 7. 1 in 6.
I
I don't really know.
All right. Is there? Do they have statistics on this?
I have no idea.
What % of people are gay?
According to Wikipedia, studies from several nations, including the U.S., conducted at varying time periods, have produced a statistical range of 1.2 to 6.8% of the adult population identifying as LGBT.
Not even close.
You overestimated the gay by a lot. So So it's like roughly like between 1 and 100 and yeah.
Yeah, I'm ignorant. Yeah, it is funny with those kinds of statistics where they're like 1 in 3, and then you're with 2 other people
Yeah, it's like, oh,
doing the Spider-Man.
I know what
point.
I am. Yeah. Yeah, you ever thought about becoming gay?
On purpose, like just switching over.
I feel like some people
Lying
do
about
it
it.
on purpose. Like they kind of just like make the decision. They're like, I'm gonna do it. Most
Maybe.
people don't, because I don't think it's a choice. But I think that
course.
some girls will just be like, "That's it. I
Yeah.
am now batting.
I think
I'm open
that's
to it
pretty
now."
Widely accepted.
Yesterday I would not have, because that's the thing is like, if you are bisexual as a girl, does that mean that one day there was a day where you wouldn't have been with a girl and then the next day you would have? Or does it mean that you always would have?
I don't know. You're getting into weird territory there.
In my
'Cause,
formal
I mean, there's a point when you're a kid where you're not really sexually attracted to anyone. So,
for me, almost immediately I was horned up.
but it's not like the same. I don't know. I guess you might like a girl when you're in kindergarten, but it's not.
Yeah, and you're like, I hope I get to go to bed with her.
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah. Maybe I was just a weird kid. I definitely
No, it
was.
sounds like you were a very normal kid. Because you didn't want to fuck. When you were
I
in
wasn't thinking
kindergarten?
about fucking in kindergarten.
Yeah, it was so weird. I didn't think about fucking when I was 5 years old.
I liked drawing when I was a kid. That was
You
fun.
liked what?
I liked drawing.
Dude, same.
It was fun.
I used to draw so much.
Yeah, same here.
People used to call me the mailman because I would just give them drawings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would just deliver them.
Just as gifts.
This was a big moment of realization for me as a child. When I was in like first grade, I would just go crazy on Christmas drawing pictures for people, but they're all pictures of things that I liked. So, and the problem is that the only thing I liked was trains at that point. So I would
Oh my
just
God.
draw trains for people.
Like,
Uh,
thank you.
I know. Well, it was like one of the first times in my life I realized my mom was like faking a reaction, because she didn't really fake it. Because she opened it, she's like, "Oh, it's another picture of a train."
She's like out of gas.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Acting excited about
Because
it.
we're all down there like, I
Alright.
got mom 14 presents this year, and like 13 out of 14 are just pictures of trains, and the other is like something she gave me a 20 to get for her. And there was one in particular where it was a train driving through. It was a train driving through a meadow, and there were sheep in the meadow. But when I say I mean it was an extremely detailed train, and then like there were like 3 like things of grass, and then just like a stick figure sheep.
More train focused.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And she was like,
The rest is an afterthought.
I remember she opened, but I really, when I made it, I was like, no, this really pulls it all together. And then she opened it, and she was like, oh, nice, another train. And I was just like, no, but that one has like nature.
She's like, you see what-
I remember being like, no, but you're missing the point. And then she kind of just like put it to the side on the pile of other train things that she was gonna discard later. And I've actually had the realization. I was like, Mom doesn't like trains as much as I do.
It's like not everyone shares
Yeah.
my love for trains.
I thought this was a really great gift, and it's probably not
Yeah.
a great
You're
gift.
you're becoming socialized in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did your parents ever, for like a friend's birthday party, take you to the toy store to pick out a toy for your friend?
I don't remember that. No. Maybe that happened.
My mom would do that, and then she'd be like, pick what you think Will wants. And I'd be like, yeah, Will wants this. And she'd be like,
Train.
are you sure that it's not just what you want? And that's what Will would want. And I was like, yes, Will would love a steam locomotive. You should buy it for him. And then I'd just get pissed when Will opened it at his birthday party and be like, that should be mine.
Fuck.
But then I'd be like, yo, can I
I'm gonna
play with
steal
that?
it back.
Yeah, well, yeah. Go over to his house.
Do a little heist, train heist, train robbery. Did you ever have kids that just stole your shit?
I never really had shit to steal, but did you?
Yeah, like I feel like there were kids that would do that. I remember
fucked
we
up.
had an N64 game. I think it was GoldenEye, and my friend took it and then wrote his name on it.
What?
We were like, "What the fuck, dude?"
You gotta
we-
get rid of that guy. Is that the
we-
guy that burped and blew it in your face?
No, I haven't seen this person in a long time.
Was that the last you ever talked to him?
He moved away.
With the game?
No, we took the game
Okay,
back.
good.
Because my brother was like, I'm 4 years younger than my brother, so like he was like, "What the fuck happened to that game?" And then I was like, "I think my friend took it," and they were like, "We're gonna get the game back."
How did you take it back? It sounds like you stormed the Bastille.
I think someone said something. I think my parents were like, "Hey, your kid like took our N64 game." Those were coveted.
Yeah, I
GoldenEye.
guess.
GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, I
was
mean that's a
like-
huge theft.
Yeah, that was
At that
it was
at
like,
that
what the
point, that's
fuck
like
do you think you're doing?
One of the most valuable things that you have as a kid.
Yeah, that game was pretty sweet. You played
Yeah.
4 players against each other.
Uh-huh.
I tried to play it kind of recently, and it's a terrible game now. But
Were you playing it alone?
no, I played it with other people because I have the Switch or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
you can get N64 games on it. You have to like pay a little bit more, but we had it for a while. But the way you move in the game, like you can't run. You're like moving at like a snail's pace,
Uh-huh.
and it's fucking You're like, okay, this was
The
best
nostalgia.
left in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some games that still hold up.
Like what?
I think any old Mario Kart game would probably still hold up.
Yeah, it's kind of
Like
hard to
the-
fuck up.
The Mario Kart for the N64 was pretty sweet, and then the GameCube one was sick.
Yeah.
Double Dash.
For whatever
was
reason,
cool.
white women believe that they are so good at Mario Kart. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
What is
yeah.
that about?
I could fucking destroy all of them.
That's what every single guy I've ever talked to has been like, yeah, it's so easy to beat them.
Yeah.
And I've played against girls who like they'll be like, I don't like video games, but I will beat you at Mario Kart, and I've just beat them on like my
Sorry.
second try,
See,
and I never play Mario Kart, and it's just like,
I've been
This
training
is your
for
claim
my
to
whole
fame?
life, so no.
but without even training, you can beat them.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I haven't
You
experienced
probably
that
blow
personally.
them out of the water because
I do know a girl who could probably beat me in Mario Kart. My friend's fiance.
I do acknowledge that there's one
I
female
do,
on
yes.
the planet Earth that could potentially beat me at
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Just to be clear here.
She's not on Hinge though.
Yeah, I have seen that on Hinge though, specifically.
Another
It's like
thing
one of their things.
is so many girls. It's fucking unbelievable how often I see girls say that like their unusual talent is yapping. Have you
Just
noticed that?
talking?
Yapping. It says yapping.
I've never seen that.
Really? Oh, that's not good. That means the algo thinks that I like girls who like yapping.
That's a weird way to phrase it because you're almost insulting yourself.
That's exactly.
Like,
I'm
annoying.
I don't understand at all what the allure of yapping could be. It's literally like saying that you're just gonna be white noise. You're just gonna
Yeah.
talk about shit that's annoying and I don't care about.
Yeah.
How is that? And then if you're joking, now I feel like I just don't get the joke. I feel like one of those people. It's like I don't find that funny, but it's just I don't understand. So if it is a joke, then you're saying that you're the opposite of that. Then you're like quiet, or that I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's a
How,
weird
how
thing
could
to
you
say.
possibly think that? And then, but are there guys that are liking this prompt? Because if you are, you're like doing a disservice to other men, right? Because yapping should be universally reviled.
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes
So why
that.
would it be on a thing where you're trying to get people to click? Is it this weird reverse psychology?
So you've run into this a lot.
Oh my God, yeah. I
Really?
just uninstalled Hinge last night and I wrote on my calendar "no more Hinge" and then underlined it. But yeah, I saw too many yapping things and I was like, I just can't.
I'm out of here. It's good to take breaks from that.
No,
stuff.
I'm never going on Hinge again until I move to New York. Actually, I might
That's
just
fair.
never. It's not worth it.
I really don't like it.
It just makes me so sad.
Yeah, me too.
It makes me so sad and depressed and lonely.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause you feel like you're being kind of tossed in the trash by people, and then you do it to other people. And
Yeah.
it's this whole cycle of just feeling bad on both sides of the spectrum.
Uh huh.
And then it's also kind of all wrapped in with the like just scrolling mindlessly.
Yeah.
But these are like people
Just
who
hitting an
all
X on a
have
person's life.
feelings and lives.
Correct.
It's it's very depressing. It's not normal.
No, it's not. It's so fucked, but it's so addicting. It was probably my most addicting app when I had it. Just,
It's better than the other ones, I guess.
yeah, I guess.
But the other ones, saying that is setting a pretty low.
It's also
bar.
just, it's just validation in its like purest form.
Well, that's what I feel like with it, where there will be people where I'm like, oh, they seem cool, and then you kind of have a little bit of a conversation with them, and then it just drops off
Out of nowhere.
seemingly for no reason. It's like, did they just kind of like
Yeah, I
you
just want to
received
know.
the validation? They got the little bit of like, oh, nice, and then it's like everyone they forget about it.
Yeah,
I've done the same thing too.
I was just gonna say I have.
Yeah.
I know an exact conversation where I've done that, where it's like it's good, but do I really want to meet with this person? Am I gonna further this dialogue, or just drop it out of nowhere?
Yeah,
And then there's like, well,
it's shisty.
you're never gonna meet them. Who cares? But haven't you already met them? Over the app? Haven't you already made your acquaintance through the app? You know, don't you already know this person? They like yapping.
Yeah,
So, and also, how are you gonna convey an entire personality through 5 prompts and know, okay, this could potentially be the person I want to spend my life with? I guess that's a pretty serious way to think of it. But I know some people have, I guarantee you, maybe not, I'll take away the guarantee, but a lot of people within the next like decade are probably going to get married and have met on apps.
yeah,
I think so. Which is crazy.
yeah. It is weird. You're trying to like paint a picture of who you are, but I can't take any of those prompts like seriously. I don't know,
Yeah.
and maybe that's a personal issue.
I just
And
choose
I'm
not
sure
to take
people-
them seriously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. And then it's like, I guess if someone saw my profile and was like, "Well, he's making a joke about these prompts. I don't like that." Then I guess that
that's
person
good.
probably wouldn't be for me anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
So
That's why when I had a school shooting prompt on my profile for a very long time, my rationale was if I do get I'm averaging about 2 likes a month, but if I do get a like, it's somebody who's real ride or die.
yeah,
And then they're
that's
just
one way to go about
every
it.
single time we're just hideous people. So I ended up removing that.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I remember seeing that you showed us your Hinge profile at one point.
Yeah, you guys were very appalled.
it was
Yeah.
psychotic. It was a crazy profile.
That particular prompt was pick one that's got to go, and it was racism, school shootings, and awkward hugs. Nobody liked that prompt ever, which was sad.
Yeah, you really put them between a rock and a hard place with that
Yeah,
one.
I just remember Alex Law met me that night, and he was like, "Oh man, you're like a handsome guy. Like you should definitely be doing well on this app." And then he saw my profile and then like had a conversation with me, and he's like, "No, it makes a lot of sense now. I totally get why you don't have matches."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough. I'm kind of socially awkward in all of those over the apps, in person. Yeah, it's kind of a fucking nightmare.
yeah. I just feel like every single social interaction that I have after it, I'm like, I fucked that up.
Yeah, that's the worst.
There was an interaction I had at my gym yesterday where it was just awkward for no reason, but I felt like I was the one making it awkward. And then the conversation I was kind of just like trying to get out of the conversation, but they were lingering. But then I was doing a bad job of entertaining the linger. And then they were like, all right, I'm going to pull the cord on this. And I just felt so bad. I was like, I just couldn't ask them any question. I just basically didn't give a shit. And I couldn't pretend to give a shit.
Did she start trying to talk to you?
It
or
was a
something?
guy.
Oh! I thought this was.
They
okay.
asked me
Just
like,
intimate.
it was just like surface level, just like small talk.
Yeah.
And I just can't do small talk. I have to just be like, do you believe in ghosts? And then we can have a conversation. But if someone's just like, how's comedy going? Because I've mentioned one time to them in passing that I do comedy, and then I have to be like, yeah, not really good. Things are pretty
It's like,
bad.
that's a loaded question.
I'm bad at it. Like I'm gonna be bad at it for a very long time. Nothing. The only people who watch my podcast want to just ejaculate on my feet,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But nobody wants to hear that shit.
Right.
So I just have to be like, "Good. How's medical school?" And then they go, "Good." And then we
Good.
stare at each other.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like,
See you
"Do you have
later."
a final or something?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
There's
questions
no,
to
like,
ask you.
follow-up
You don't have to ask
questions.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's tough. Yeah, small talk shit is kind of the worst.
Let's just get right to it. Are you circumcised? Boom.
Let's go for it.
Now we're in.
Like, yeah,
but people
how's-
don't like that.
Like, how's comedy going? It's like, well, there's a whole group of weird sock guys that are trying
Yeah.
to jerk off on me. They're trying to offer me thousands of dollars, and I took the money and I sent the videos and
you
I
know.
bought a car.
The Honda Fit.
It's a Ford Fiesta. It's quite nice.
It's a used 2011 Ford Fiesta.
It's a used 20.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Fiesta.
That would
They
be
stopped-
nice.
They discontinued them. It's very, very upsetting.
Maybe there's a whole group of Ford Fiesta fanatics are gonna crop up. Like, that was the best car.
You know, I really wish, man. I really wish we lived in a world that protested the important stuff, but unfortunately, we just have all these fucking Palestine people around the corner, you know? No, I'm kidding. That is important,
Yes.
but the Fiesta stuff is too. Nobody's out there supporting that.
We could get signs for the Ford Fiesta. Hit the pavement. Be like, what are you guys doing? It's like, it's a good car.
Basically the same thing as you. Sean Nitchman's bit about that, about protesting to get people to meet new people, is
Oh,
so
yeah.
funny. No war, no crime, free the prisoners in Palestine or whatever. Then he's like, also my number's on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really been downtown right now, but I know it's kind of
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
bomb dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I was walking past protesters in the park. I guess we are downtown, aren't we?
Yeah. No, not really. I don't
Kinda,
consider. I consider downtown when you cross the highway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's when you're really in the big city.
Downtown.
Downtown. You know?
Downtown, baby.
Yeah.
I'm running out of steam here on the podcast.
That's cool. Do you want to do 8 more minutes?
Oh, you're trying to round out the number?
No. I just picked a random number.
Could we maybe end it here? Is that okay?
You're making me really. Yes. But I think it would be sort of funny to hold you hostage for like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's-
but I don't want you to feel pressured that you have to pick up the conversation
No.
Yeah.
No. I was gonna
for like 5 minutes.
for 5 minutes. You want me to think of something to talk about?
No. I'll just carry it.
How do you feel about spiders?
Ooh.
Let's go. What's the biggest spider you've ever seen?
Can I tell you one story about a spider? And then we can, and if you have one, you can reciprocate and we can get the fuck out of here.
Sure.
This is a very heartfelt tale, genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
There was a spider it created a web on my driver's side mirror on my Mazda. And it started as just a wee little web. I got out of my car one day. I was like, oh, there's a little spider on my web. On my web, nice. On my car. I had this little web. And every single time I would, I was like, well, that sucks because as soon as I start driving, this fucker's just going to fly off. And then I started driving and he was just like shaking like this the entire time, but didn't come off.
Oh wow.
The resilience
He's
was
along for the
incredible. It
ride.
reminded me of Ernest Shackleton on the
Yeah.
Endurance. And
callback.
every single time I would like park my car overnight and then come back to my car, the web would have a new design and it would be like slightly stronger than the last web. And it got to the point where this spider mastered it, connecting to the side panel of my car to the mirror, and it was catching so many bugs because it
Damn,
had the
yeah.
mirror. Because so
Yeah.
bugs thought they were just flying into freedom. They would get snagged in this thing, and I was so proud of the spider because I was like, you're using me and you're benefiting from it, and I just get to watch you do your thing, and I really enjoy that.
Just feasting on bugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
And I went from never thinking I went from thinking like this guy is gonna fly off or gal is gonna fly off and I'm never gonna see them ever again to like I know every single time I come back to my car, not only is this web gonna be here, it's gonna be a little bit better. There's gonna be a couple bugs on it, and this guy's gonna be feasting.
Yeah.
And then one lacrosse practice, I was driving my buddy, and I was just leaving, and on the highway, the entire web just came off. Spider flew away. Never seen her or him ever again. I literally,
Damn.
I was genuinely upset. I
Yeah.
seriously was like, I cannot believe that just happened. It was gut wrenching.
You watch the spider grow up.
I did,
Yeah.
and it was only over the course of
Develop its web
like
skills.
it was 3 weeks.
Okay.
It was a long time.
yeah, that's a
Of
long time
every
for a
single day,
spider.
this spider is out there, and I'm opening my door and closing it, and it's shaking as I close the door, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like we had this bond, this agreement, and then
That spider did choose a crazy spot, whether it
did.
knew it or not.
it totally did. It was a gamble, and for a little bit, it paid off. But I
Yeah.
think ultimately,
He probably got smushed.
Daedalus said, "Careful, Icarus.
Mhm.
Don't fly too close to the sun."
Right.
So what about you? Crazy spider story?
Crazy spider story. Yeah. You can. Should I say what? No. Okay. Harry's getting high during the podcast. It might be clogged. When I went traveling, we were staying at this place, and this is in Asia, so there's definitely big spiders around.
Yeah.
This is kind of a crazy spider story for sure,
Hell
because
yeah.
it's in a foreign country. So I
Love
don't
it.
mean to be that guy, but it is. So we were staying in kind of a nice like room, and it had AC and everything. We're like, okay, this place is cool, but I had food poisoning for like a few days, so I was kind of just in the room,
Mm-hmm.
and my friend that I was traveling with just was kind of going out during the day and doing stuff because I was just like shitting all the time for
Nice.
like days and throwing up. And then around like the third day, I started to feel better. It was like actually alarming because I was in my, it was like my intestines hurt, you know? It was
Yeah.
like it's like I could barely
That's
move.
no bueno.
Yeah. But then I started feeling a little bit better on the third day, and I'm like, okay, maybe he was gone, and it was like the sun was going down. I was like, okay, maybe I'll go somewhere, and I can go grab some like food or something, and, you know, I can finally like eat normally. And I just saw this giant spider, like,
The size of your hand?
I mean, I would say at least like the size of my whole palm.
Damn.
Maybe its legs went a little past that, so it was a big fucking spider.
Big boy.
And it was like in the corner on the ceiling. So it's like in this like perched spot. And I was like, it was so big. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is terrible. And I was like, I have to try to kill it because it's so alarming. I wasn't sure if it was poisonous because that was a possibility. But then like, so it's in that corner. I was like, okay, so I could like jump off of the bed. I had like a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle. I was like, okay, so I could jump off the bed and smush the spider with the water bottle. And like, it was one of those things where I was like getting ready for it. I'm like,
And
okay,
really hope that
okay,
you
we're
don't
going to go
miss.
for it. We're going to go for it. And I like jumped and tried to do it. And the thing just disappeared.
Oh my God.
And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, oh my God. And I was already like dressed to leave. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I was like, there's a huge spider in here. And then my friend was gone, and I like texted him. I was like, hey man, there's a gigantic spider in our room, and I don't want to go back in there, just to let you know. And then he like came back and he was like, dude, like you're a fucking pussy. Like, what are you talking about? And then I went to bed that night. I was like, dude, there's a spider in this place. It's huge. And like, I don't know if it's poisonous. He's like, whatever, dude. It's not a big deal. I was like, it's a big deal. And then I think it was like the next day, he went into the bathroom and he came out and he was like, dude, oh my God. He's like, I saw the spider. He's like, it's fucking huge.
That's awesome.
And then we did end up killing it. Because
Rip.
there was like, in Asia, they'll have like fucking those little guns to like spray your ass because like toilet paper doesn't go down. It doesn't work well with their plumbing.
Sure.
So we just like ended up spraying it with this thing. We like drowned it in a corner with this like.
God
It's kind of gross now that because it's like a thing for your ass, but we were like, we gotta fuck the spider up with like
Yeah.
pressurized water.
Gnarly.
Dude, spiders are the worst.
I don't mind them as much as I used to.
I'll let them live sometimes in my house.
Well, I went to Australia, and they have the huge spiders there, too. And it got to the point where there were so many that you'd see where it would just be like, it's not even worth killing them
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And also, if you killed one, the guy we were living with, he would just leave all his doors open so snakes would get in all the time. He literally, like, lived in the jungle. And he would just be like, if you kill the spiders, like, they're not going to kill the bugs. I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just had to there was like a wolf spider. Is that what it is? Wolfman? I don't know.
I've
Big
heard of
ass
those.
spider in the bathroom, and it just got to the point where you'd be like, there it is. I'm just going to let it be. I'm not going to interfere with it. It's also so big. My mom told a story about she woke up because a spider fell on her in Australia, and she was like, you could feel the weight of it hit the blanket. That's how big it was.
Oh.
Is that like a weight like hit my chest, and I looked up and there was a spider.
Oh my god.
And one night there was a snake in my room at one point that I had to take out. And then one night I just remember I was going to bed, and there was a salamander on the wall, a giant spider in the corner, and then like a huge bug on the other corner. And I just was like, I'm just gonna go to bed
Yeah.
and just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you get used to it remarkably quick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I adjusted to it in like a day and a half.
The salamanders I'm fine with.
Nah, they're still.
The spiders. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gross. They're just
I think it would
aliens.
take me a little bit longer.
They're so nasty. I never got those kids who like we would do some nature fucking field trip in school or whatever, and they'd have like snakes and pass them around and spiders and pass them around. I never got the kids who were able to touch them. I
Yeah,
can't
me
do that.
neither.
I would always be like, I'm good. And I would be in the minority. People
Yeah.
would be like, I want to feel the snake. It's not scaly. You can just like a muscle that you're feeling wriggle in your hand. Ugh.
Yeah, I've held a snake before.
It's
Not
so
a fan.
gross. So gross. Holding any
They, like,
living thing
coil
really.
around you and shit.
It's not like a dog or a cat.
Yeah, you
Just
feel
feeling it
no-
like it move in your hand.
Yeah, it's alien, like you said. It's
You're like
like
holding a fish. I can't do that.
oh, really? Holding a fish isn't.
Really?
I don't
Holding
really
a
care
fish to
about
me is
that.
like I think I'd rather hold a spider than a fish.
Sometimes fish can cut you. That kind of sucks.
What?
Yeah, like their fins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you don't like grab it the right way.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, I went to Canada with we like went on like a fishing trip with like my uncles and me and my brother and my dad, but like the two fish we would catch was either like walleye and then the other one was northern pike, and they have like sharp teeth
Whoa.
and they like wiggle around like fucking snakes.
Uh-huh.
And then if you catch one, it kind of sucks because like they emit all this weird like goo as like a defense thing, so it's
Uh-huh.
like hard to grab onto them. And I don't know, they just look like prehistoric. That was a weird fish because it's more like a snake kind
Yeah.
of.
Ugh. Are they
Yeah.
long and
Yeah,
skinny?
they're long. They're weird. I remember I caught one fish in this place. There's so many fish there that like a fucking one of those northern pikes came up and just fucking bit the fish.
While you were reeling it in?
Yeah, while I was reeling another fish in.
Just
It
took
came
that
and
opportunity?
It just like killed this other fish.
Damn.
But yeah,
Good for that guy. Opportunist.
yeah.
Opportunist.
Opportunist.
All right.
Was it
Well,
cool? Did we get to like 3 hours?
we got to about 2 hours and 15.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you want to say anything before you sign off?
No, it's been a good time hanging out with Harry Meredith. If you got this far, that's kind of insane, but thank you.
Hello to my kids. Oh, the camera's still not on.
Hello
I
yeah,
just
you
looked
look
at
to the
fucking
camera.
Hello to my kids. I don't think my wife will listen to these, honestly.
You don't think so?
No. Maybe if I die tragically.
Okay.
But she probably won't want to hear me talking
Die suddenly.
about Chess Girl and Gobble Gobble. So
It's all in the past at that point.
at this point as well, Jackson.
That's true, too.
Unless I play her back in chess right now. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Or not. No, I'm kidding.